Yo, 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 how we doing, boys? What is up? So I was just checking YouTube right now. It said that they're not receiving enough data for smooth streaming. No, we're good. All right, YouTube was just tripping for a second. What's up, guys? How's it going? Right in? Lord, I see in the chat. Thank you so much, guys, for stopping by. I know we're streaming a little bit later than usual, so I wasn't expecting anybody, but thank you to everybody that's here. You guys are goated. But boys, today we're going to be talking about a couple of things. We got a lot to go, not a lot to go over. Obviously, there hasn't been too much news. That's why I haven't been really posting all that much. As mentioned, if you guys saw the community post, today after the stream, I will be posting my video, which we shot last week. It's the edited version of, well, you guys will see. It's Resident Evil news, but it's kind of talking about leaks as well. You're welcome. Doing all right, Wesker. Well, that's good to hear, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by, as mentioned. Yeah, you guys are goated. You guys are awesome. But as mentioned, boys, we're going to be talking about some Resident Evil. That's what we're going to be doing to start off the stream. Next, I actually want to go over and discuss some movie news. Now, it's not Resident Evil news. It's kind of adjacent. It's horror movie news, but it's not like... you can make the argument that this movie that I'm talking about is like not fully horror. So we're going to be talking about why I'm discussing it. It's actually one of my favorite horror movies, even though I don't really have too many favorite horror movies, because I don't know, honestly, it's weird. I really like horror gaming, but if you guys have known me for a long time, you guys know that when it comes to movies, I don't really know that many. Like, I watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre for the very first time last year. I thought the acting was horrendous, but the overall story was interesting. And I think that's what kind of intrigues me sometimes about horror, is that the movies are like, the acting is not the best. So then, you know what I mean? Sometimes it can kind of be a little bit iffy, right? So, but when it comes to games, it doesn't really matter because you get to control the character, right? So, I mean, if it's like a slasher movie, if it's like whatever, you can kind of get away with it, right? In that sense. But when it comes to a horror movie, you know what I mean? Like, you can control the character in gaming. But when it comes to movies, you just got to watch stupid things happen. You know what I mean? And I don't really find enjoyment in that. So that's my type. But obviously, there's still some horror movies that I do like. But I don't really watch too many, right? I mean, I know a lot of you guys were actually suggesting that I watch the new Weapons. I guess the Weapons movie. What else? There was another one. I think he did another one just because of the Resident Evil movie that he's making for Zach Kreger's Resident Evil movies. So I'm thinking of maybe watching those to see if they're good. What do you guys think? If you guys watch those movies, I'm very curious because, like I said, I've never watched anything of Zach Kreger's. I know he did Weapons. He did something else. I'm like forgetting the name. If you guys know it, please let me know, because I'm kind of just like, I'm trying to remember it, but I can't. What's up, Blue Herb? How's it going, man? Thank you so much for stopping by, dude. As I was just saying, I wasn't expecting too many people today. So if you guys are here, make sure to leave a like. It always helps out. Because like I said, I wasn't expecting, because I'm streaming later than usual. Mostly because I was just at work and stuff, doing part-time stuff. So, you know, just been busy. But I definitely want to have a stream for you guys, right? So, Barbarian, thank you, Lord. Thank you. That's what I was... You're the one that told me about Barbarian, right? You're one of the people that told me in my chat about Barbarian. Yeah, it was a little similarity to the Stalker characters. Interesting. Blue Herb says, yeah, it's 2 a.m. for me. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I know it's a weekend, though, but thanks. I appreciate you stopping by. But yeah, Barbarian is the movie. That's the movie that you were talking about, right? The other people were suggesting that was really good. And I've also heard Weapons is good. But like I said, I haven't watched it. Have you guys watched Weapons? Let me know. But yeah, I'm just trying to go over everything. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I'm just going to double check, all right, guys? Because I did have like a list. I think I had a list. Oh, that's right. We're also going to be reacting to a video. Yeah, we're going to be reacting to a video. That's what we're doing. Yep. That's what's happening. Yeah, I forgot to mention this. Yeah, we're going to be reacting to a Resident Evil animation that I watched earlier this week, and I thought it was freaking fantastic. So much so that I had no idea that the Resident Evil YouTuber that was like doing all the animation, he actually recently subscribed to me. So he had like a second channel, and we ended up talking because I told him like, yo, it was kind of sus at times. It was kind of sus, but it was really good animation. I was like, this is fantastic. And he's like, yo, Project Wesker, what's up, man? I just subscribed to you like last week. How's it going? We should collab. And I'm like, sheesh. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm always down for collabs. Let's do it. So Yeah, so we're gonna be doing that. That's gonna be freaking awesome. But we're gonna be reacting to it. We're gonna be reacting to his teaser, because obviously when it comes to reacting to other content creators content, I don't really want to watch from start to finish. I want you guys to go and watch the video. This is gonna be turned into a video, but I do have permission from him to essentially react to the teaser. I basically asked him, like, hey, is it okay if I do that? He's like, yeah, 100%. He was down for it. So yeah, we're gonna be doing that. We're gonna be reacting to that animation. I almost forgot, so I'm glad I looked at my list. I'm glad I made a mental note of that, or no, not a mental note, but yeah. Weapons didn't work so much for me. I'm glad many people loved it, though. I preferred Barbarian. Interesting. Okay, well, that's good to know then. That is good to know, because like I said, like, I don't know, never watched Zach's movies. I know a lot of people said it was good, but I don't know, like, somebody that doesn't really watch too much, somebody that doesn't watch too much horror, right? I mean, like, it's a little bit tough. It's a little bit tough. I was actually seeing another YouTuber that I know. We were chatting like a lot for a couple months, but she just made a video where she was talking about how she doesn't like horror movies. She didn't explain why, but I'm assuming it's probably similar, right? But it was funny because she was like, I just watched Aliens, and we were talking about Aliens because, like I said, I definitely want, that's another, Aliens 2 is freaking like the best. I think after the Alien movies kind of go downhill, in my opinion, but it just reminded me of that. And there's like a new horror movie that I wanted to talk about today because it's one of my favorite horror movies. Like I said, it's not technically horror. It has horror in it, but we're going to be talking about it. I was so excited. I actually talked about that news at another Resident Evil YouTuber stream. So, but I was just hanging out talking to that Resident Evil YouTuber, and yeah, he was actually, I brought it up. I don't know how it got brought up, but I was talking to his chat about it and stuff, and him. So it was funny. It was funny. But boys, I'm super excited. Let's get started. I'm just trying to see if we have anything else. Oh, you know what? Let's get started with something. You know what? Before we get started to the reaction to the horror movie news and also the Resident Evil news that I need to talk about, I figured, you know what? Let's discuss something that's been kind of popping up in my chat and my comment section. I'm all ears. I love horror movies, so this is right up my alley. Yeah, you're probably gonna laugh because, like I said, it's not like a horror and like in the general sense. It's like an action adventure. It has horror. It has romance. It's like a movie that has everything. But as a kid, right? I mean, you would expect it to be horror, right? It's not like the scariest thing, but you can make the argument that it's horror. But as mentioned, I do want to preface and kind of talk about something that that's been kind of popping up in my chat quite a bit. You know what? There's been a lot of my viewers that have been kind of mentioning this, and I think this is a fantastic point. From all the leak videos that I've kind of brought up, a lot of my viewers have brought up an excellent point, and it has to do with the new leaks that have been coming out, right? For example, we've discussed how Resident Evil game leaks have a horrendous track record. That's not an opinion, that's a literal fact, right? If you go to Resident Evil 4 remake that just released, 2 years ago now, or going on 3, that game, right? There was I can only count with one hand how many leaks ended up being true. And correct me if I'm wrong, there might be another one, but that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Because there's this idea that I've also seen where there's people that assume that Resident Evil game leaks have like a fantastic track record, and that's not based on fact. That's just based on just their opinion. If we're talking about clear facts, 98%, I would say, and again, this is a rough estimate, but 98% of them have been completely wrong. Right, the only Resident Evil leaks, and I've talked about this several times on my channel, the only Resident Evil leaks that have a good track record when it comes to Resident Evil is the Resident Evil movie leaks, right? As we discussed last week in the last stream, right? The last video. So, but there's an excellent point that a lot of my viewers have been bringing up. For starters, they've brought up the kind of the scenario that, the leak that involves Leon, for example, showing up in Resident Evil 9. Now, as stated, Dusk specifically said, and you can see this in the edited version of this, I'll put it up on screen, but Dusk specifically said that Leon was going to be the main character of Resident Evil 9. He did not say that it was going to be, because we recently saw a tweet of his suggesting that Leon was going to be the main character alongside Grace. Dusk has a habit of doing that. He likes to make revisionist history so that his leaks don't look as bad as they are, right? He's done this several times. He actually did it recently, a couple months ago in May, or I think in June. I have the pictures, but in June, and I'll show those as I'm discussing this in the video. But he did do a whole thing where, you know, before he's made the statement that Resident Evil 9 was going to be third person. Then in June 11th, if I'm not mistaken, he made a different statement, again, trying to do some revisionist history and try to make it seem as if Resident Evil 9 was not, they always, since the start, they wanted to make it third person and first person. So again, this is the example, right, where he likes to make revisionist history. He likes to change what he says. But I think where Dusk made a huge mistake this time around, as opposed to all of his other leaks for the other games, is that he made a huge blog post on Reddit and as well as Twitter, kind of detailing every single thing he said about Resident Evil 9. And if you look at that, which, like I said, I'll have that linked. It's linked on my other leaks where I've discussed him particularly. But if you look at that, you can see already there's so many things that have already been wrong. But as mentioned, all that to say, I just wanted to preface, but going back to what my viewers were saying, my viewers have brought up an excellent point, suggesting that there's so many people that love to cherry pick his leak, right? There's so many people that love to do that. For instance, if, you know, as mentioned, Dusk specifically said that Leon was going to be the main character of Resident Evil 9. But if Leon does show up, and as stated, I even brought up that possibility, right? I know Kai as well from Ink Ribbon. Shout out to Ink Ribbon. He also brought up that possibility that, you know, what if it's like the ending of Resident Evil 8 where you have, like, you get to play as him as a Chris section, basically, you know what I mean, where Chris is just a badass going through the freaking town, you know what I mean, fighting a bunch of, you know, the enemies in the Lycans in Resident Evil 8. What if that's the case for Resident Evil 9? Or what if it's a different character? It doesn't matter, but let's just, for this hypothetical, say that Leon has a small part to play in a game like Resident Evil 9. My viewers have suggested that if this is the case, people are just going to forget what he specifically said before about him being a main character, and they're going to say, well, he got it right. He got it 100% right. And this is a very good point, right? This is a very good point because, and I've also had another viewer of mine recently in my comment section. I'll try to find the comment. I get a lot of comments, guys, so apologies if I'm late with my replies. I try to reply to as many people as I can, but like I said, I'm busy with life and stuff, with work, you know what I mean? And, you know, also with this work, so it's kind of like juggling, right? But I'll try to find the comment, but he brought up an excellent point. And you know what? I'm actually remembering it right now. He brought up an excellent point, kind of suggesting that when it comes to rumors and it comes to leaks, there's a very different, you know, those are two very different things. But since a lot of these Resident Evil fake leaks are brought up and presented as if they're leaks, when in reality, they're just rumors, the problem is that they don't have the same like, they can't really get out of it, right? Because a leak is supposed to be basically 100% true, right? It's not like you can't have a leak that's 50%, that's 60% true. It has to be 100% true at one point in time, right? But you can't have it just be like, oh, well, you know, as mentioned, Dusk brings the leak ahead and saying that Leon is the main character. But if he does not show up as the main character, and that seems to be the case with everything that's been shown, that's been discussed specifically by the Resident Evil 9 directors, then that right there shows that it's incorrect. Right? You can't just cherry pick the leak and say, oh, but Leon is in the game, so that means he was right. No. You can't do that. With leaks, there is no, you can't use that scapegoat, essentially. You can't just freaking wiggle it. You can't wiggle out of there with that, right? And so my audience, a lot of my viewers, and like I said, the Resident Evil community is very smart, so I have to give props to my viewers. They've essentially they've kind of foretold that if this does happen, if Leon does end up showing up in Resident Evil 9, which, by the way, that would be fantastic if he does show up, if we get to see Claire, if we get to see, you know, Chris, if we get to see freaking Rebecca, if we get to see Barry, if we get to see any of the characters that have a connection to Raccoon City, that would be fantastic. You know, that would be fantastic. But even if they do show up, that would still make the leak incorrect, because like I said, the leak has to be, there's no room for it to be half true, or, you know, a quarter true. It has to be 100% true. That's just how leaks go. If it was a rumor, that's something different, because rumors have the ability, right? They have that ability to be misinterpreted or mischanged. But if it's a leak, right, it doesn't. You don't have that. Now, of course, I'm paraphrasing. I will bring up the comment that my viewer brought it up, because I think he said it wonderfully. So I will be saying that. But the other thing too, I've recently had a commenter on my video, or several commenters, who have been kind of suggesting, and this is actually an idea that comes from Dusk, because this was actually one of the things that was written in his blog post of compilation of all of his leaks. He brought up something, he said something specific where he essentially said, and like I said, I'll show this in the video, but he said that Leon is going to be the main protagonist, and this is basically a trilogy for him. So them making Resident Evil 2 Remake, Resident Evil 4 Remake, and Resident Evil 9 Requiem, that this was based on Resident Evil 9 at that point, because he never said it was Requiem until way later, like a week before the Game Awards showed up or whatever. But anyways, besides the point, that this was going to be somehow a trilogy, because it has to do with Leon and his trauma that he goes through Raccoon City. Now, this has major problems. Logically, it has major problems with the series. For instance, the last time we've officially heard Leon come out of his mouth and say that he's had, you know what I mean, survivor's guilt after the whole experience of Resident Evil 2, right, during the events of the Raccoon City outbreak, was in Resident Evil Infinite Darkness, which in the Resident Evil timeline, if you guys don't know, takes place in 2006. So 2006 is the last time we've ever heard Leon talk about, you know what I mean, feeling bad about the problems that occurred in Raccoon City. Nowhere else in the future do we ever hear him bring this up. If anything, we actually hear him kind of have like a Resident Evil 6 Chris moment where Leon has lost his men and he's basically in Denver drinking his problems away. And of course, if you guys know what I'm talking about, that happens in Resident Evil Vendetta. It's also worth noting that the CGI movies, if you guys did not know, are canon to the Resident Evil lore. It's worth noting as well that it's, when it comes to canon and non-canon for Resident Evil, if you guys are very new to the series, it's not like a clear-cut thing, right? There's always issues, things are changing, right? But that is technically supposed to be canon. So what's interesting though is that obviously Vendetta takes place in 2014 in the Resident Evil timeline. This, of course, Resident Evil 9 is supposedly 30 years after the events of Resident Evil, or right, the Raccoon City outbreak. So 1998 plus 30, right? So a lot of people are assuming that it's going to be 2028. It could be a couple of years before. But what I'm getting at here is that this argument makes absolutely no sense. And it's not even an argument that I've seen Resident Evil commenters use, like as if they came up with it. This is an argument that's specifically from Dusk. So that's a huge red flag right there, because it's not really an argument. It's just kind of just repurposing his words just to try to defend this idea that Leon would be a great fit. And also the other problems with this as well that I've also shut down in my comments, because again, it makes absolutely no sense logically, is that they say, well, of course Resident Evil 9 has to have Leon. And it's like, why does Resident Evil 9 have to have Leon? Oh, because, you know, he was in Raccoon City during Resident Evil 2. Okay, you know who else was in Resident Evil 2? Sherry Birkin. She works for the DSO. Why can't she be in there? What about Claire? Claire's been an active Resident Evil character, and we haven't had that many games of her. What about her? You know what I mean? You could even take it a step further and suggest that because Resident Evil 1 characters, right, like Jill, Chris, Barry, I wouldn't say Brad's dead, but you know, the survivors of Resident Evil 1, Rebecca, even, they were all working in RPD prior to the Raccoon City incident. Now, of course, they were not present there except for Jill, right? And I guess Barry, but again, that's a little bit iffy. If we're going with the remake timeline, I guess he doesn't show up, but in the OG, he does show up in the helicopter to get Jill out of there, so I don't really know what exactly he was doing at that time in the remake. But anyways, that's besides the point. What I'm getting at here is that doesn't logically follow. Why does it have to be Leon? Now, the other thing too that kind of counters this is, well, before we get to that, is that I also noticed that a lot of people have been using this argument that it has to be Leon because there was some sort of file that showed up in a demo version of Resident Evil 9 at some of the game events that occurred, and somebody found a file. I did not cover this because I was not at the event. I'm not going to take someone's word for it, and then it's just going to be hearsay. So I did not see this thing, but apparently I was talking it over with a viewer, and he was suggesting that it has to do with the US government. And so by that logic, they're coming up that it has to be Leon because Leon works for the US government. There's several problems with that too, because again, logically, Grace works for the FBI. And again, Leon is not the only DSO member that works in Resident Evil, right? We know Sherry. So it could easily be Sherry that shows up in Resident Evil 9 and has like a small cameo. It could easily be Claire. It could easily be any of the other characters from Resident Evil 1 all the way to Resident Evil 3 that obviously survived. Not Brad, but you know what I mean? That were there that could show up in Resident Evil 9, right? That's so, but it's worth noting as well, what I was going to say is that one counter to even this is that we recently covered this, but the director and the producer specifically said that they're going to be limiting the amount of fan service that occurs with Resident Evil 9. Now, they didn't say that they're going to get rid of it 100%. They said they're going to be limiting it. So they don't really want to rely. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but that is what they kind of suggested or hinted at or alluded to, is that they are going to be kind of toning it down because they don't really want to rely on old characters. They want to focus on Grace. So again, even though you can have as many of those characters, and there's an argument to say that you can have any of those, that does not necessarily mean that it has to be Leon. And as mentioned, I wouldn't be upset if it was Leon. I wouldn't be upset if we had any other character. That would be great. That would be awesome. But you also have to prepare yourselves that the possibility of not seeing Leon or not seeing, you know what I mean, Sherry or not seeing Claire as a cameo, the possibility is still there. And like I said, there is evidence that kind of suggests that could still be a possibility. You know what I mean? On top of that, kind of going along with this, I've also seen other counter arguments kind of been brought up from people, and it has to do with this idea that Resident Evil games have to have two protagonists. Now, this argument is a little bit weak, in my opinion, because if we look at Resident Evil 8, Resident Evil 7, right, there's no other protagonist. Main protagonist, it has to be Ethan. Okay, because, you know, you have a playable section. Even Resident Evil 4 Remake, you know, I would say Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil 6, definitely they have multiple campaigns, multiple co-op partners. I think Resident Evil 6 was the craziest kind of situation where there's just like co-op times 4, you know what I mean? Like 2 times 2, 4 times 2. But when it comes to Resident Evil 4 Remake, when it comes to Resident Evil 3 Remake, when it comes to Resident Evil 7, 8, those games did not have a second main protagonist. That was not the case. Those games had a main protagonist, right? In Resident Evil 3, it was Jill. Resident Evil 4, it was Leon. Resident Evil 7, it was Ethan. Resident Evil 8, it was Ethan. But they had playable sections, very short sections of the characters. But you would never say that, oh, Chris was the main character of Resident Evil 8. That doesn't make logical sense. You wouldn't say Mia is the main protagonist of Resident Evil 7. That's illogical. You wouldn't say that. That makes no sense, right? You wouldn't say, oh yeah, Ashley is the main character of Resident Evil 4 Remake or Resident Evil 4. No. Carlos is the main character in Resident Evil 3. No, he isn't. Okay, like it doesn't follow logically to say that. So this is what I'm getting at here, right? There's issues even with this kind of idea that, oh, it has to have a second protagonist, because there's a lot of copium of people that are really strongly believing in leaks that are suggesting that there has to be a second secret character. And I've also brought up the counter argument as well before, that the issue with this idea is that it's either the only way this works, that Leon, let's say hypothetically Leon is a secret second main character and you're going to play through two characters. The only way that works is if Capcom is lying or there's a leaker that's lying. It's either or here. You can't have both, right? You can't have both of them being true, but one of them has to be wrong. And as mentioned before, to my knowledge, Capcom has never flat out lied, has never denied something, has never denied really bad theories or denied rumors, and then magically it appearing to be true. They've never done that. But you know who has a really good track record of getting stuff incorrect? Dusk. Or not even Dusk. I don't even want to pick on Dusk. Let's say every Resident Evil leak, like literally like 98% of the Resident Evil leaks when it comes to games, right? Resident Evil games, they've all been completely false. So this is what I mean, right? It's either you got to pick which one do you trust here, right? Now, as mentioned before, the only time Capcom has kind of lied or kind of gotten, kind of manipulated stuff is when it comes to their trailers. Resident Evil 8 Village had, the trailers of the villagers kind of appearing, right? And then, you know, Resident Evil, you know, like it almost looked like the game was going to have the villagers be a huge part of the section, right? Or one could have ascertained as well, but this is not on them. This is just people's, you know what I mean? They were ascertaining that you know, Lady Dimitrescu was going to have a huge, you know, I mean, it was going to have a huge portion of the game, and that wasn't the case. We played Resident Evil 8. The Lady Dimitrescu Castle was one of the shortest sections of the game. If anything, that was actually one of my critiques. I think the castle should have been way bigger. You know what I mean? That would have been way better game if the castle section was bigger, if she was the main big bad boss. But anyways, that's besides the point, right? I mean, so and then also second, you also have Resident Evil 4 Remake's trailer where literally Ashley shows up. She shows up at the beginning of the game where she's running in like the dark blue kind of like early morning forest in Resident Evil 4 Remake, right? The section where you play as Leon, but she shows up running. There's like two scenes. There's one where she's like standing by the gate, and another where she's running next to like the X thing or whatever. The signpost. That's literally that, and that of course never happened. We never got that. That was not part of the game. So that's the only time where I could see that there's like, they almost play like a Marvel Avengers where they've manipulated the trailer so that they don't show or kind of show all of their cards so that you don't know what's happening and you want to play the game to figure it out. But they've never outright said that this was going to happen. For instance, I've talked about how there was a really bad theory for Resident Evil 4 Remake. This bad theory is that the Hook Man or whatever, there's so many people that were theorizing that the Hook Man was going to be in the game, and of course that never happened, right? Even it became such an issue that people were believing this bad theory that even the director and the producer at the time got interviewed by I forget the name of that Game Informer. Game Informer, they did an interview with them and they asked, is the Hook Man going to be in Resident Evil 4 Remake? They said no. And there were still people that didn't believe that. There were still people that didn't. And it's similar to what's happening now, right? Where people still think that Lisa Trevor is going to be playing a part. I'm seeing theory videos about like Wesker is you know what I mean, is the old guy that shows up in the trailer, or it's Ethan Winters, or it just feels like fan fiction. And it's funny because I didn't even do it. The literal Capcom devs have already debunked those. By the way, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go check out my second channel, because in the second channel I post my first video ever I posted on there was about how the Resident Evil 9 devs shut down all of those theories. They basically said, you know what, go watch the video if you guys want to know, because like I said, I didn't even need to debunk it. They literally said that all of those cases incorrect. They literally said. So, and they also shut down any future. They literally spilled the beans because they were getting so, you know what I mean, harassed at these gaming events. So this is the thing, right? This is the thing. So, and then recently, I talked about this last week, but there was a rumor that content creators were making it seem as if it was a leak that had to do with Wesker being Grace's dad. And at this point, I'm not even going to cover that. I'm talking about it right now, but I'm going to be honest with you. This feels just like really poor fan fiction. And I've also seen some people in the community that have an issue when it comes to me saying that there's a bad theory out there. I want to be very clear. This is a very small subsect of people. It's not even part of the community. This is like just like a few comments in my comment section. I need to add that, where there's people that have been like, no, there's no such thing as bad theories. No, there literally is. There literally is such a thing as a bad theory, because it doesn't make any logical sense with the game's logic, right? If it doesn't make sense in the game's logic, then it turns into fan fiction. You know, we actually had a discussion with this when it came to when I had the Residents of Evil. I had Beggy Beg and as well as Andrew Salo, the director of the new fan film that they're working on. Shout out to those guys in the Residents of Evil. But we discussed that. We discussed how just because people are making fan fictions and stuff, obviously it had a different example, but I'm just bringing that up because we were talking about how just because you write fan fiction doesn't make you a writer, right? And that was just an argument that I got from another YouTuber that I know. But anyways, I'm kind of going off on a tangent, but what I wanted to say is that there is such a thing as bad theories, right? And the only reason that I have said that there's bad theories out there for Resident Evil 9, It's because it's simple. I've actually had theories turn out to be true. I've literally had theories on my own that have turned out to be true, right? And a theory is good if it makes sense within the game's logic. If you're doing that, that's perfect. That's great. I don't have an issue with that, right? I was also having a discussion too with another YouTuber friend of mine, and we were talking about how personally, I don't have an issue with having discussions about leaks or speculation when it comes to games, right? I personally don't have anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. I think there's something wrong though if you're talking about leaks as if it's going to be 100% true. If you're looking at the facts in the past, right, when it comes to Resident Evil leaks, as if it's going to be like 90%, or as if they have a good track record, because there's certain TikTok creators or certain YouTubers or certain gaming articles that love to glaze Resident Evil leaks as if they're like reliable, as if like this is good. And it's like, no, you know what I mean? Like, you can talk about leaks all you want, you can speculate, you're free to do that. I have no issue with that. But I do have an issue with people that talk about leaks as if it's 100% right. That just goes to show that they don't know what they're talking about, or they're just intentionally trying to mislead their audience and their viewers so that they overhype them. And then when you get overhyped, there's also a danger of that, which, as discussed, right, we're getting the Resident Evil 9 devs are getting harassed, right? This is a huge issue, a huge issue that's affecting it. And I recently had The Professional, a huge GTA creator who now does variety, but he's still well known in the GTA space, and he was telling me about the literal like crazy theories that make absolutely no sense when it comes to GTA 6. We had a discussion on that. I will be posting that on the channel. But yeah, really messed up, right? It kind of just shows that if this continues, right, this is going to be a huge problem. So not good. Yeah. Let's read some chats, guys. You could make it into the video, so let's see. Dusk has more contradictions than Ash has Pokemon. Yeah. Can we even call them links? Is he just guessing and hypothesizing? Yeah, he does love to do that. That's the problem, right? And that's something that my viewer brought up, is that a lot of these Resident Evil leaks that were brought up, a lot of them are not leaks. They're either rumors, because this guy got his information from somebody that said that, oh yeah, I'm a Capcom employee, or some nonsense, right? Sometimes it's just sometimes not even Dusk. It's just people on the internet saying random stuff, right? And the way they show this information, the way they portray this information is as if it's a leak when it isn't, right? There's a difference between leak and rumor. Rumor, you have the ability to kind of, you know what I mean, say, oh, well, it's just a rumor, it's not 100% true. But a leak is something very different. It has to be 100% true. So yeah, doesn't make any sense. Even Eder can show up too if Leon's in the game as a side character. Yes, that is actually a very good point, Raiden. That is a very good point. I've also seen this counter argument in a lot of my chat. By the way, all you guys, that's a very good counterpoint. If Leon does show up, Eder has to show up next to him, right? Because that's the logic in Resident Evil games, right? Not when it comes to movies, even though most of the movies they do that. I mean, specifically, we're going to be talking about only Damnation, right? But obviously Death Island, Vendetta, that was not the case, or even Infinite Darkness. Well, you could make the counter that Infinite Darkness had Shen Mei. And Shen Mei was basically Ada Wong, right? She was like 2.0, all right? Or not 2.0, like, I don't know, like Ada Wong's sister or like cousin, if I'm being 100%. I'm just joking, but you guys know what I'm talking about. But that's a good point. If Ada, and like I said, Ada also has the right to show up in Resident Evil. Like if we're going back, if the argument is that we're going back to Raccoon City, and also we don't even know if Raccoon City is going to be a big part of the game. Like I said, it could very well be like Dimitrescu Castle, where it's just a very short section of the game. But if we see Leon, like I said, Sherry could show up, Claire could show up, Ada could show up. That's a very good point. So yeah. Lord says, It is a term of discussion / debating, having vague reasoning that can be perceived multiple ways. When one little crumble of a fact is close to the truth, the fans forget all of the wrong with the statement. Yes, they basically cherry pick, essentially. And that's incredibly dangerous, right? You don't ever want to do that. You never want to just cherry pick. And I've even had people in my live chat say this. We had this, like, I think last week, where somebody was saying, and I'm not going to call who else was, I don't even remember if I'm being 100% honest, but somebody said that, and I corrected them, right? But somebody said that, oh yeah, well, Dusk did say that it was going to be in a hospital. And it's like, no, he did say that it was going to be a hospital, but he said it was actually going to be in Singapore, and Jill was going to be the main character. He was putting his stamp of approval for on somebody else's leak that happened, right? Somebody else's leak that said that during the time, and then after he kind of walked, he backpedaled and said, no, that's not actually what's happening. So again, you cannot just take certain aspects and then, you know what I mean, and then you can't just cherry pick his leaks and then try to make it so that it's 100% true. That's not how you do that, especially when it comes to leak, right? So that's a very good point as well. How's it going, Big Loss? What's up? Damn you, Kate Spade ad. You got a Kate Spade ad? That's crazy. I wish we see more of Sherry Birkin. Yes, I actually really like Sherry. Gary Richardson, how's it going, man? How's it going? He says, since the concept of Requiem is looking back, it makes sense that many main characters from 1 through 3 would at least be referenced. Yes, exactly. That's a very good point. Yeah, because like I mentioned, it makes logical sense. It doesn't make logical sense to say that it's only Leon because Leon is doing Survivor's Guild. As mentioned, that argument doesn't work. But it is logical to say that we could get as many characters. But also, you have to remember that the director and the producer did say that we can't have, they are going to be limiting the fan service. So if they're referenced, if we get like notes that we missed during our time in Raccoon City, that would be cool, right? What if we saw, you know what I mean, like Outbreak characters notes, or you know what I mean, stuff like that, right? Because obviously we're getting Grace in Resident Evil 9. That would be cool, right? But by the way, that idea of finding files of past characters is actually an idea that a viewer brought up to me in my Q&A that I recently did. So shout out to him. Ryden said, is it possible that Jake from Resident Evil 6 joins the government agency? Yes, that's a good point, Ryden. Yeah, you're saying that maybe he is in the DSO or perhaps the BSAA. That is not far-fetched, right? That is not far-fetched. I think it would make more logical sense for him to be in the BSAA just because the BSAA works for the United Nations. And obviously, the character growth in Resident Evil 6 was huge. It was huge, right? He went from a soldier of fortune, aka a mercenary, and by the end of Resident Evil 6, he was basically like a lone wolf, like basically going to go and help people. So, as mentioned, that would be cool and a cool idea to have. But do we know? You know what I mean? It could also very well be that Jake is just like his dad and likes to be his own. Maybe he makes his own organization. Right, I think that would even make even more sense, right? If he made his own organization of just people that are fighting bioterrorism, kind of like what his dad did, right? Well, not what his dad did exactly, but I'm saying his dad made his own, you know what I mean, kind of group, aka the HCF that attacked Rockford Island in the events of Code Veronica, right? So that'd be cool, right? Or if he just was like an advisor or somebody that helps the BSAA. But I don't know, Jake might be a lone wolf, you know what I mean? So who knows? I think it would make more sense if he made his own kind of, you know what I mean, group. That would be kind of like his dad, but in a good way, essentially is what I'm saying, right? But yeah. Lord says, crazy idea, maybe Grace is the only playable character. Yeah, or at least we get to play as somebody else, right? Or we get to play as Alyssa, right? That could be it, right? We just play as Alyssa. That's the second character that only has like a little bit, but she's still the main character. Because as mentioned, that's happened with the other stuff, right? So yeah. Let's say Hookman should have been an RE4 remake. It could have been cut content for Ashley. Well, there's no confirmation of that. If there's confirmation, then great. But if there's not, you can't ascertain that. You know what I mean? People really wanted the Hookman so bad that they started to believe it. Oh, that is so silly. Yeah, it made zero sense logically. Xeratos Cliffan, what's up, man? Says it's hilarious. People thought that the figure from RE3.5 was the hooded man. I mean, Lamau. Yep. Like I said, this is people kind of going on these crazy these wild, I would say these wild, they start believing wild things, right? I didn't watch the video, but I saw it. I saw on YouTube today. What's up, Rock? How's it going, man? Gary says, maybe we can just relax. All of this will be irrelevant in a few months. That's presupposing that I'm not relaxed or that nobody is relaxed, right? So, half the time it sounds like some fanfic that Dusk just thought of. I don't know, actually. I can't say, because Dusk does in the future, like not in the future, he has done in the past where he says he has sources. And he has stated how his sources are not good, right? His sources are not good a lot of the times. This is why he's gotten a lot of stuff incorrect. So yeah. Let's see. Jake being a mercenary is better than him being in another organization. Like in an off-screen situation, what if Jake and Eder meet? Yeah, especially since, you know, the whole, that was such a weird plot thing that happened in Resident Evil 6, where Eder was getting she was getting like cloned or whatnot. That was not fully cloned, but like her body got, it was weird. Ah, yes, that video is on links I didn't watch. I see. Yeah. Anyways, boys. All right, now we're going to be talking about some Resident Evil news. We're going to be discussing that. We're going to be talking about that. So 1 second, let me just bring that up. Okay. So I'm actually going to bring up the other article as well. 1 second. Okay. One second. Okay. So recently I saw on Go Nintendo, they kind of reiterated what we already knew about Resident Evil 2 Remake being very similar. And this is something that similar to Resident Evil 9 Remake. Requiem. I wanted to say remake. But yeah, they said that the devs said, and they said this earlier at Gamescom, if I'm not mistaken, they essentially said that Resident Evil Requiem was going to be similar to Resident Evil 2. So I'm curious to see what they say about this. Maybe there's new information. I don't know why they're talking about this. Now, they did reference and source PC, but we're just going to look at this and see what's up. They said just a few weeks back. So yeah, I guess they are talking about the Gamescom stuff. They said Resident Evil Requiem director Koshi Nakanishi shed even more light on what fans on the franchise can expect from the game. We learned that the dev team considers Resident Evil Requiem to be closer to the classic Resident Evil 2 in terms of its approach to survival horror, and that's especially true with games boss battles. Now, we know the connections go even deeper than that. In an interview with PC Gamer, producer Masato Kumazawa was asked whether Resident Evil Requiem has strong ties to other entries in the franchise. This is when Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil Village were brought up, as the two definitely share some DNA. According to Kumazawa, Resident Evil Requiem is very close to Resident Evil 2. In that regard, in other words, Requiem will be giving players Resident Evil 2 vibes beyond how the boss battles play out. One of the other areas Kumazawa touched on with the player character in Resident Evil Requiem, while Resident Evil Village's Ethan certainly had a story and personality, he took a bit of a backseat to the player. With Resident Evil Requiem, Kumazawa says Grace Ashcroft will put more of her personality on display. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. That's actually one of the critiques that I have about Resident Evil 7 and 8 is that, you know, we don't really see Ethan. We can only see him expressing stuff through with his hands in the world. When it comes to, you know what I mean, in Louisiana or in Romania. And that's hard. That's hard to, like, you know what I mean? It's hard for an actor if he doesn't have, you know what I mean, facial expressions to be able to react to stuff. He can only react with his hands, you know what I mean? So it kind of felt a little bit cringe at times, but of course that was just because they wanted the player to feel like the protagonist. When you look at Resident Evil 7, while Ethan is the protagonist, he's more of a character for the player. He's like moving camera because we wanted to have the player be immersed, to be involved, and to be scared. So when you compare her with Ethan, Grace has a lot more characteristics. She has a lot more feelings involved. She's more easily scared. Okay, so this is what he said. This is what they said at Go Nintendo. Now, I don't really want to We're going to go back to PC Gamer and see why they were referencing that. Is this just old news? Hold up. Resident Evil Requiem is the first entry in the series to be set in Raccoon City since Resident Evil 3, though Resident Evil 6 dipped its toes in the settings as a result. Requiem is already looking very different to its two immediate predecessors. Wait, what? Wait, I don't even understand. Wait, Resident Evil Requiem is the first entry in the series to be set in Raccoon City since Resident Evil 3, though Resident Evil 6 dipped its toes in the setting? Are they talking about Tall Oaks and how it's similar to Raccoon City? I'm trying to give benefit of the doubt here and see what they're trying to imply here. Is that what they're saying? Like they're trying to say like, oh, Raccoon City, like I haven't done another game like Raccoon City? Is that what they're saying? I guess. Yeah. I guess that would make the most sense. Okay. Requiem is already looking very different to its two immediate predecessors. Instead of a seedy backwaters and toothless hicks, the footage we've seen thus far takes place in a claustrophobic environments of faceless high rises and labyrinthian halls. In that sense, it's quite reminiscent of Resident Evil 2. During a chat with the Requiem producer Masato Kumazawa noted that he shared the DNA in Resident Evil 4 and Village and asked if Requiem might have a similar relationship with any older entry in the series. He confirmed my theory with no hesitation. I believe in that regard it's very close to Resident Evil 2, he said. Aside from the setting, Requiem also has a stronger focus on the qualities of its player character than the last two installments. Sure, Ethan Winters had a backstory, a personality, and a very pressing motive, but Kumazawa makes an interesting distinction between Ethan and Requiem's new protagonist, Grace Ashcroft, who is extremely vulnerable and used to confrontation of violence. When you look at Resident Evil 7, while Ethan's the protagonist, he's more of a character of the player. Kumazawa, he's like a moving camera because he wanted to have the player be immersed, be involved, to be scared. So when you compare her with Ethan, Grace has a lot more characteristics. She has a lot more feelings involved. She's more easily scared. Kumazawa drew attention to one of Requiem's most interesting features, the ability to switch between third and first person perspectives. This means the studio can have it both ways. The third person perspective allows us to see Grace as rushing, panicking, being surprised, and to trace her fate as a character in a story, while the first person perspective allows us to become the protagonist in the way we could in Resident Evil 7 and Village. And this is something that I think was fantastic. I really like playing in third, and this is something that I mentioned even before Resident Evil 9 came out. I did mention how honestly they should, because we got so many questions where people were asking me, what do you think Resident Evil 9's perspective should be? I honestly said all three. It should be just like how it was, and this is not a new kind of idea. Some people might think that this is like since Resident Evil Village. This is not. This is actually an even older idea. If you go all the way back to Resident Evil Code Veronica, if you play the battle mode, you could play the game in third or first person. You're basically going through a lot of the same rooms as the main game, but it's all in third or first person, which is wild. Like back in the day that was the thing, right? You can even pick first and third person, right? And obviously we have VR is what I meant as the third option. So, which is basically first person, but a little bit better, right? Because you get to, things change with VR. But yeah, obviously that's something that I really like. Trace her fate as a protagonist, and then the first person. Returning to Raccoon City is not without risk, though this is a 30-year-old series and its fan base can be very particular about the lore that has accrued over that time. Raccoon City is a very important place, not just for the series, but also for the development team, Kumazawa said, so that's a lot of pressure for us. I had to ask Kumazawa whether he had played Silent Hill. He said, yes, I did. I really enjoyed how they kept that very Silent Hill perspective while taking on the challenge of putting it in New Japan environment, he said, adding that he admires how Konami managed to make an action horror game with no guns. That's a very good point. Yeah, that must be probably the hardest thing that the developers were thinking. It's like how would we make a Resident Evil game in Japan, right? And so that's a very good point that the director, was this the director? This was the producer, Kumazawa. The Kumazawa said, they made an action horror game with no guns. It is. It's pretty impressive. Yeah. Let's catch up to some chats. I've never felt immersed when playing as Ethan, so they failed. Yes, this is something that I've stated on my channel. I've stated this several times. This is actually one of the critiques I had for Resident Evil 7, but very good point. It's essentially just like you said, I've never felt immersed as Ethan, and I think the reason is because they try to make it too much like an RPG, right? You could see this at the end of Resident Evil 7, where they basically give you just a rando choice to either pick your wife or you pick just the girl that was like the chick that was helping you through the story. That makes no sense. You know what I mean? There's no other moments in Resident Evil 7 where that's happened, unless, correct me if I'm wrong, there's no other opener where there's like a final, you know what I mean? This is like something you'd find in like a BioWare game or something, like an old BioWare, not new BioWare. You know what I mean? There's like an ultimate decision. You know, I mean, you could also say that Resident Evil 1 kind of had that, but not really. There was never like a section where you, should I pick Chris or Jill? You know, like should I save them or should I not save them? That wasn't really in Resident Evil 1. Obviously, if you played as a character, then you were locked into who you were able to save. Obviously, if they ever remake Resident Evil 1 again, like they remake it, that's something that they need to fix, because as I've stated, whichever scenario you play as, whether it's Jill or Chris, you can't save everybody. You can't save Barry and Rebecca. You can't. One of them is not going to be included in the ending. So that again has problems, because we know that canonically everyone's supposed to survive, right? So like the characters that are there that show up in each scenario are supposed to survive. So that's a huge problem. But as mentioned, yeah, going back to Resident Evil 7 and it having issues like that, it almost felt like it was trying to be an RPG, right? And also with an RPG, you have the ability to pick what your character says. So when you strip that, when you take you try to make it like an RPG, but you strip all of that, and then you just leave like a weird ending at the end where you get to pick either your wife or the chick. And also it's kind of negated too, because it just ends up turning into a what if scenario, because we know that canonically, you know what I mean, her uncle shows up or whatever, you know what I mean? So that's supposed to be the story. You are supposed to save Mia, you know, so there's huge problems with that. But as mentioned, if you take those RPG mechanics out and just leave like a bare half-baked RPG, just one RPG like encounter at the end, and then you're still trying to have the character feel like Ethan, that's a problem. That's a problem, right? So yeah. In RE1 you play as Chris. Oh, you meant you play as Chris too, yeah. Imagine Resident Evil being a Telltale game, bruh. It would be cool, at least in my mind. Yeah, I mean, they could definitely go that route if it was like a spin-off game. I wouldn't mind that. I think that'd be cool. But the problem is that if it was like a Telltale game, which, correct me if I'm wrong, I've never played a Telltale game, but it is like an RPG where you get to choose, or there's like whatever options or choices you've picked have a consequence in the future, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what a Telltale game is like, right? That's fine, but it has to be like an RPG. It can't just be like half-baked, like a Resident Evil game, and then just add like an RPG mechanic near the end. That's just weird, right? So it doesn't work. So yeah, only similarity is getting the ammo disc to rescue your partner from the jail cell. I don't think much of a difference happens letting Rebecca practice the piano or not. Yep. I think that's about it, right? But I mean, the ammo discs, yeah, you basically just save Jill or you save Chris, right? You have to do that for both scenarios, right? And the thing is that in the remake they did add that whole section where, you know what I mean, there's sections where you could leave, like you don't have to go back for Rebecca, you could just leave her. You don't have to go back you could just say no to Barry in passing him the Magnum, you know what I mean, when he obviously shows that he's betraying you because Wesker's manipulating him, and then the Lisa Trevor thing happens or whatnot, you know. So that, you know what I mean, there's sections where you can just change the story, and then it just means like, oh, okay, those characters aren't showing up, but you know what I mean. But it's not really like, I wouldn't count that as like full RPG. I think maybe Resident Evil 3 Nemesis kind of had like the RPG mechanic. I think they probably did the best with it, mostly, but it's kind of goofy at times. It was kind of like jump out of the train or just stay and fight or go inside the RPD or something. Like it was, I love those. I loved it, by the way, just FYI. But, or like shine the light on the Nemesis, or like get out. Like I always pick the stupidest thing for that. So I think Resident Evil 7 would have been better if it had RE4R Nemesis. That's a good point. It would have been actually good if that happened, right? Where you could be like, oh, Jack's there. Run to this room or hide, or you know what I mean, or do this or do that. That would be cool. It would be bringing OG Resident Evil 3 like mechanics, which is nice. RE has always had choice making mechanics. RE2 had the zapping, which affected both characters' playthrough. RE3 had choices. Are you talking about RE0? Talking about RE0 with the zapping? Are you talking about like zapping through like Chris, like Rebecca, or the other one? Well, kind of, sort of, RE2 remake with getting different endings, I guess, between letting Moira, or Revelations, Moira shoot the gun or letting Claire grab the gun makes the decision for the ending. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that if you pick the bad ending, something bad, like it's not the canonical ending. Like there is a canonical ending, right? But I mean, I guess you could make the argument for every single character, right? You could make them for, you can make the argument for every single game, right? That has that kind of an option where, you know what I mean? There's a decision. What's your least favorite enemies in the series? That's a good, hunters. Hunters 100%. Hunters are little punks, bro. They're such punks. Hunters in every Resident Evil game are such punks. A game I'm going through right now is Dispatch. Oh wait, we got a lot of comments. Hold up. By the way, if you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure to leave a like. I appreciate it. No, RE2 mechanics was referenced to as character zapping before 0, which sounds crazy. LOL. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Thank you for letting me know. Bandersnatch. Oh, Bandersnatches are freaking punks. Yeah. The freaking, like, I like to call them the sticky, what is that sticky hand toy that you had as a kid where you would just stick? That's literally the Bandersnatch, yo. Bandersnatches from Code Veronica. Yeah, they're freaking annoying. Then they just freaking just slap you, slapping your backside. No, but hunters are, for me, it has to be hunters. Hunters are such fun. I hate how hunters have that freaking ability to just one-shot kill you. I hate it, bro. I hate it. I hate that. They're such punks. Hunters in every game are so annoying. Like they're so annoying. Doesn't matter if you're playing like the OG RE1. It doesn't matter. It just, yeah, they're such punks. Hunters and RE3 are funny. Yeah, but they still have that ability to like one shot you. The monkeys in RE0. Oh, the what are they called? The eliminators. The eliminators. Yeah, those guys are freaking punks too. That's a good point too. Yeah, freaking monkeys, bro. Yeah, those guys are annoying. Those guys from Code Veronicas are, yeah, the slappy, the sticky hand or whatever. I miss spiders. Yeah, that's a good point. It's a good question. It's a good question. Unclass Redux says the game I'm going through right now is Dispatch. Very nice choice interactive base game. Yes, I actually want to play that. I want to play Dispatch. Everybody's talking about it. That would be sick. I might have to do that for member stream, or if you guys follow me on Twitch. But yeah, we might have to do that, guys. Yeah. Rock says Billy. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. The eliminators hate him. Stop it. Hate him. It stopped me from finishing that bat boss. Oof. The bat boss? Oh, because you were like wasting ammo on the eliminators? Yeah, because the bat boss, you don't have eliminators showing up. That was a crazy boss fight. I don't know. I don't really like Resident Evil 0. I'm being 100% honest with you guys. All right. Well, you know what? The Resident Evil news wasn't really anything new. Like I said, I didn't have a chance to look at it, but thank you for, you know what I mean, for the discussion, because I guess to the articles, because it was something that, you know what I mean, like I can save, because yeah, they're basically saying stuff that they said at Gamescom, which was Resident Evil 2 was basically similar. Yeah, Dispatch is really good, made by people who worked on Telltale Games. Interesting. I didn't know that. That's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna buy it then. All right, the other bonus thing that I actually wanted to talk about, boys, and this is something that, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of horror movies. I'm a huge fan of horror games, all right? As mentioned, I love how horror games give you the ability to do, you know what I mean? You do what you want to survive, right? If you use all of your bullets, that's on you, right? That's your fault, especially when it comes to Resident Evil, right? You're gonna have to use a knife, or you're just gonna have to be smart and not use, you know what I mean, like the all of your bullets, or all like your heavy duty gun bullets, right? Like grenade launcher or a shotty, or like, you know what I mean, like the bigger guns. You know what I mean, like that's on you. And I like that kind of aspect as opposed to a horror movie where when you're looking at stuff, you know what I mean, when you're going through, like, you're looking at a movie and you're looking at other people's kind of options at stuff, it's not the same, essentially, you know? It's not the same. So that's just kind of my thing about it. But yeah, but it's definitely not a kid friendly, but the story is so good. Okay, I see. That's good to know. I'm very good at conserving resources in the series horror games. Yeah, same with me. If anything, I think if you're a Resident Evil player, I think you over conserve. That's a good point. I think you over conserve, because that happens to me all the time when I'm playing like a different game. I over conserve, and I'm like, I got like freaking 9 packs. I got like when I played Silent Hill 2, for instance, I had so much ammo at the end. I played it on hard for the very first time, like OG Silent Hill 2. I had like 200 bullets for the rifle. I had way too much stuff. Like it wasn't good. Like it was honestly like, what am I doing, bro? Like, Rock says I'm in ads as you were mentioning something to me. No, I was just saying that. Yes, I don't know if you said Billy before, and I was saying like, yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I meant to say. On Class Reaction says, are they gonna announce season 2 for Dispatch? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if they are. A lot of people don't want the season to end, right? Did they? I don't remember. Silent Hill 2 remake melee is your best friend. Exactly. Yeah, but that's, you know what I mean. But that's just being smart with it. But also, there comes to a point where if you conserve too much ammunition, then it's kind of dumb because, you know what I mean. You're just doing it like you're just making things harder for yourself. So it's just funny. What about asymmetrical horror like Texas Chainsaw Massacre or upcoming Halloween movie game? Yes, I just answered a comment by Axel in my previous live stream. I missed that comment, but he said, you know, what game are you looking forward to? I honestly am looking forward to Halloween, mostly because I loved Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is such a good game. It's such, like, I loved it. It's way better than DBD. I freaking loved it, and so I think kind of sad that they stopped, you know what I mean, working on it. If I'm being 100% honest, that kind of sucked. So not great. Oh, you know what? Let's actually react to that video that I wanted to react to. Oh, perfect. My recommended is right there. That's great. Yeah, is this? I want to look at the teaser. No, this is not it. No, hold up. Let me go back. This is what I want to see. So I did get confirmation that I'm allowed to do this. I actually asked, Kate, can I react to the teaser of this? Because as mentioned, if you guys missed the start of the stream, I did see a Resident Evil YouTuber who basically made like a really good animation. He made a really good animation, but wait, where is the teaser? Is this the teaser? No, I think he has it on his second channel. Actually, hold up. Like his first channel, not his second channel. I'm confused. Yeah, this is the teaser, okay. Yeah, this is the teaser. This was a really good animation for Resident Evil, by the way. This was a goated animation. So we're going to be reacting to that. I do have permission to react to this. So we're going to look at it, boys. Let's actually do that. No, I'm saying they are going to announce season 2 for Dispatch because of how much copies was sold in the first week, which they weren't expecting. Awesome. Okay, thank you. I was watching RE4R and my friend was fighting an enemy that looked like a licker, but it wasn't a licker. What is he and his name? He's like a big as Mr. X. As big as Mr. X? Oh, it's just a tyrant? Is that what you're talking about? I don't know, guys. What do you guys think? Okay, it's 10, I think. Yeah. But all right, boys, let's actually go here. I'm going to go and we're going to see. Let's see. All right, I stopped the music. Let's react to this. So I do want to preface, as mentioned, I actually saw the full video. The full video is on his channel. Well, it's actually on his second channel. Hold up. Let me actually bring that up first. Wait, let me just set this up. My bad. Oh, he doesn't have a second channel on here? Oh, he has it here. Okay, hold up. Here we go. Okay. All right. So we're going to be looking at Resident Evil RE Fractions. Or I guess REFF Fractions submission Wesker trailer. It's a CGI project. This is the teaser for it. And you can watch the full video on his channel. And we're going to showcase it, guys. It's honestly pretty hype. Now, I have to preface, it got a little sus. There were certain moments where I was like, hey, yo, what's going on here? What is Wesker doing? And there's other times where it was just fantastic, right? I did mention that, but anyways, let's actually have a look. Enough talking. Let's see. All right, let's see. This is just a really short teaser.
You will submit to me, willingly or by force.
Why are you doing this, Wesker?
Your compliance is commendable, Miss Valentine. You will be mine.
You will be mine. So it's interesting though. By the way, I have to say this CGI movie, I guess, or I guess project. I don't know what to call it. CGI fan project. Let's call it that. This CGI fan project basically accounts. It's like a fan fiction of what happens when Albert, after the events of Lost in Nightmares, basically takes in Jill and starts experimenting on her. It's a very good CGI. Like I said, sometimes it got a little sus, and I was like, "Yo, what's going on?" But it's cool that, you know what I mean. Like, I don't even know how long this took. All right, to actually animate. I'm assuming it took freaking forever. And what's funny is that, like I said, this is very good. It's very well made. I like the animations and everything. But sometimes you can kind of see the animations being a little bit quirky, a little bit, you know what I mean? They're kind of dancing a little bit. It's a little bit weird, but like 90% of it is honestly really good. Like, it's kind of crazy that, you know what I mean? Like, we need to see, it would be awesome if Capcom made like a CGI movie of like Wesker and Jill, what he's doing in between the events of Resident Evil 5. But yeah, it's pretty good. Now, he also recently made this is the full one over here. Basically shows what he was doing, how he was basically doing. It's a really good animation. Shout out to also, I commented here, and you know, I was like, yeah, he's like, I was a little sus, but you know, great work. He's like, thank you, Project Wesker. And it's funny because I actually knew Rat Labs. He actually is he's a subscriber of the channel. Also, Ro is also here. They also said fantastic work. So yeah, it's honestly great. If you guys have not watched it, go watch it right now. Go watch RE Fractions. It's honestly, it's like I said, it's kind of sus sometimes, but it's really cool that we're seeing like Wesker in different outfits. We're seeing Jill, but it's almost like a combination of Jill from it's almost like Jill from what's her name? Julia Voth's version of Jill, if it was like a remake. So really, like, a lot of work went into this. Like I said, sometimes it got a little sus. And I was like, what is my boy Wesker doing? This is kind of crazy. But yeah, I definitely recommend, boys. Definitely go check it out. Go check it out. Looks like I downloaded the wrong video game again. yeah, because it's literally like, it looks like the assets from the game, literally. But no, I think he did fantastic. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Like I said, it has it has my seal of approval, has a row. Are there any other Resident Evil YouTubers? Nah, nobody's seen it, but guys, go support it, boys. Go support it. Go support it. Anyways, all right, like 48,000 views, yo. 8 days. It's pretty freaking good. It's pretty good. So yeah. All right. Wanted to do that. Now, the other thing that I also wanted to talk about, as mentioned, I was kind of prefacing this, but I completely forgot. And that has to do with one of my favorite horror movies. One of my favorite horror movies. It's not horror. It's kind of like an action adventure, and that has to be with it's not Resident Evil. It has to do with The Mummy 4 making a return. So this is kind of from a couple of weeks ago, like a couple weeks old. But Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz is reuniting for the 4th Mummy movie. Now, you guys got to understand, I loved this movie as a kid. It honestly, I loved it so much that I ended up actually wanting to be an archaeologist. I did study anthropology and stuff. Now, I never finished my degree, and that was just for other reasons and stuff. But it did encourage me to do that. You know what I mean? Because I love this movie. This movie was freaking amazing. It's probably part of my childhood. I loved it, like a big part of my childhood. I love the Mummy. I love this scene in particular where he just shows up and then the Mummy like starts screaming at him, and then he starts screaming at the Mummy. And as I've noticed, I noticed a lot of people that grew up with this movie, they kind of were scared of the Mummy and stuff. I was never scared of the Mummy and stuff, but obviously there's horror elements to this. That's why I'm kind of calling it a horror movie, even though it's not technically. It's kind of like it's a great movie that has everything, right? Has action adventure, has romance, has comedy, has, you know what I mean, the horror. But it's such a good movie, and I can't believe they're making another one. So I will say, Mummy 1 and Mummy 2 are freaking goated. Mummy 3 was kind of bad shit. Rachel did not return for that. So yeah, it's just such a good. And I will say the Tom Cruise one freaking sucked. All right, the reboot like was so trash. Don't watch that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just ignore it. Just pass it. Just watch the first and the second one, yo. The Mummy gave me RE4 and RE4 remake vibes really before I played RE. Yes, it did, especially with Mummy 3. Mummy 3. When did Mummy 3 release? Actually, I'm curious. Mummy 3. When did it release? 2008. So it was a couple days after. But he had a Tommy gun. He also had like the pilot outfit, like this right here. He kind of had this outfit. Oh, you guys can't see right now. Hold up. You guys can't see it, but he kind of had like the Leon outfit. You know what I mean? With the Tommy gun and stuff. So obviously this was 2 years after Resident Evil 4. But yeah, honestly, it's such a great movie, and it's crazy that they're doing it again. But Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz are reuniting for another Mummy adventure. Filmmakers Matt Batelli, Olfen, and Tyler Garrett, who call themselves Radio Silence, are set to direct the fourth installment in the decades-old action franchises. Bettinelli, Olfen, and Gillette are best known for 2019's Ready or Not and reviving the Scream franchises for Paramount in 2022. Universal Studio behind the original monster movies had no comment. Fraser led the 1999 reboot of The Mummy, which co-starred Weisz and became a box office hit. The blockbuster, which follows a treasure hunter who accidentally awakens the cursed Egyptian priest with supernatural powers, also cemented Fraser as a bankable action hero. He returned for 2 sequels: The Mummy Returns, The Mummy Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. Though Weisz only appeared in the former, Universal attempted to resurrect The Mummy with Tom Cruise. Yeah, that was such a bad movie, but to no avail. The film was a commercial misfire and failed to kick off the studio's so-called Dark Universe, which was intended to utilize Universal's catalog of classic monsters of the Yeah, that was such a bad movie, yo. After stepping away from Hollywood due to personal issues, health problems, and the assault allegation that he leveled against the former president, Fraser enjoyed a major career comeback with 2022's The Whale, for which he earned the Oscar for Best Actor. During the press cycle for The Whale, Fraser told the Variety that he'd be open to revisiting his most popular role, the adventurer Rick O'Connell, in another Mummy sequel. Yeah, it's crazy. He says, I don't know how it would work, he said at the time, but I'd be open to it if someone came up with the right concept, I'm assuming is what they meant. Fraser at least has an idea of what won't work. Back in 2022, he dissected why Cruise's take on The Mummy failed to connect with audiences. It is hard to make that movie, Fraser said. The ingredient that we had going for our Mummy, which I didn't see in the new one, was fun, that it was lacking in that incarnation. It was too much of a straight-ahead horror movie. The Mummy should be a thrill ride, but not terrifying and scary. And I think that's the delicate balance of The Mummy. You know what I mean? Like, it has, like I said, it has like elements of everything. It has action, adventure, it has comedy, it has the horror elements, it has like, it's just such a goated movie. I have to watch it again, yo. I have to watch it. It's so good. Yo, is that Ajay in the chat? What's up, man? What's up? Thank you so much for stopping by, Ajay. How you doing, Project? I'm doing good. Yeah, we're just looking at The Mummy 4, one of the freaking goated movies. It's such a goated movie, yo. That's so crazy that the same does my wife and I with Indiana Jones. Watching it made us want to be archaeologists. Oh, really? Yeah, same. I also watched Indiana Jones growing up. Yeah, same. Temple of Doom is actually one of my favorite Indiana Jones movies. I think I have to say, Temple of Doom is my favorite Indiana Jones movie. I know for my mom, it was Raiders of the Lost Ark. She was telling me that she went to theaters and actually, you know what I mean? She watched it. Oh, and fun fact, you guys don't know this, but a little bit of a story time. Since we're talking about The Mummy, a couple of months ago when I did the interview with Nick Apostolides at Calgary Expo, shout out to Calgary Expo, by the way, because they set up those interviews, did freaking fantastic. But I had no idea that Patricia Velasquez was going to be showing up at Calgary Expo. And I actually had a conversation with her. Now, this was not filmed. This was just, off camera. But let's talk about it. So there was like a huge lineup for Patricia Velasquez. And I was with my brother, who was my cameraman. My brother went to go do something else because we weren't shooting. We had just finished doing interviews and stuff. We got like a bunch of content. And so he went off. And then I was like, you know what? I'm actually going to just go and see if I can talk to any actors or something. And I saw Patricia Velasquez. I was like, yo. But for those of you that don't know, Patricia Velasquez played in Mummy 1 and Mummy 2. She played the love interest of Imhotep, the villain, aka Naxuna Moon. And I guess she played like the reincarnated version of her in Mummy Returns. And it's funny because, yeah, so I basically went online. I'm like, damn, I want to talk to her, like, for sure. I'm going to tell her exactly what I told you guys, right? How I basically, you know what I mean? I studied archaeology and stuff in university and stuff. So I was like, let's go, let's do it. And I went up and I was waiting there for quite some time because she was so nice. Holy cow, she was so nice. She was literally taking the time to talk to every single person that was coming up to the line and taking the time to speak with them, taking so much time, actually hearing them, actually responding. And that is very rare, by the way, because some actors, they're pressed with time and stuff. If there's a lineup, they try to, hurry it up and stuff or whatnot. They try to, a lot of them are super nice, by the way, but it's just, like it is kind of like, you have to be quick with it. But it's funny how, she was like actively listening to everybody that was basically being a fan and saying how they loved her in this movie and that movie. So when it was my turn, I ended up speaking with her, right? Now, Patricia Velasquez, if I'm not mistaken, she's Venezuelan. And so I started talking to her in Spanish because I noticed she was, we naturally went there because I told her, I'm also Latin American. And then she was like, oh yeah. And so we switched to Spanish. We were talking and I was telling her like, yeah, I told her the exact same thing I told you guys, how I basically, I studied archaeology. I wanted to be an archaeologist. I studied like 3 years of it, but then I ended up stopping for personal reasons and stuff. But now I'm a YouTuber and stuff, and she was like, you're a YouTuber? That's awesome. And she's like, what do you do? Like, what content do you do? I said I do gaming. And she was so nice. She was like, oh yeah, well I used to be in games. And I'm like, really? And she's like, yeah, I was actually in Tomb Raider. I played like Lara Croft's like evil version or whatever. Like I forgot the word that she used. She said like it was like her. I never played that game, but I was like, dang, okay, I want to have to play it. And she was like, yeah, it was a fun experience. It was like back like in 2000 and something or whatever. And I was like, yo, you should get back into gaming, honestly, because gaming is like huge. And she's like, yeah, I never thought of it, and I never get my agents to ever put me in games. But you know what? You bring up an excellent, because I told her, yeah, like so many actors are moving into games because the space is, it's needed. There's, games. The acting for games has gone up, right? So why not? You know what I mean? It's not, and also with like CGI, not with CGI, but you know what I mean? Like since it's mocap, they can make you could play a younger character, but since it's still it's kind of like voice acting, right? So anyway, so we started talking and stuff. She was so nice. She's like, well, you know what? Tell your parents that I said hi. Thank you so much for coming. I told her, thank you so much for coming to Calgary Expo. But yeah, she was so nice. Honestly, she was so nice. If you ever see her at an expo, see her at a Comic-Con, go say hi to her. She's so nice. Yeah, she was so nice. Yeah, Temple of Doom is my favorite, but the original is better. Yeah, like I said, it's either or. I've noticed. I never hear people saying that they like the third one, what's it called? Why am I not remembering the third one? What the frick is the third Indiana Jones? The Last Crusade. And you know what I heard? Fun fact. I had no idea, but apparently Sean Connery, who played Indiana Jones's dad, was only like 10 years, I think he was 12 years older than Harrison Ford in the movie. So it like makes zero sense that they would be father and son, but they're such good actors that they made everybody buy that. But in reality, like the age gap between Harrison Ford and Sean Connery is not that big. So like realistically, it wouldn't have happened. Like, well, I don't know. I mean, he is 007, but no, but like honestly, you know what I mean? So it's just funny. I had no idea. Like they played convincingly like father. Yeah, 10 years of it. Thank you, something like that. So that's even crazier. 10 years. I mean, I guess it just shows Sean Connery did not age well, but that's like crazy, right? Where like you're an actor and you're gonna play somebody's dad, but you're like only 10 years older than them. That's crazy. I had no idea, right? Yeah. What if they make just the Mummy sequel, but in the game form instead? Ooh, that would be sick. I think I remember like playing as a kid the Mummy, like PS1, one of those like, you know what I mean, straight like direct to movie, like not like those like copy and paste, like it's not like just like the game, but it's just like the game version that they always did in like the early 2000s for movies, right? They would have like a game version of the movie. I don't think it was good. I think it was kind of like Tomb Raider. It was weird. Yeah. Project Wesker. Remember when I told you that I built a PC for my brother back in August? Yeah. How did that go? How did he like it? I do remember that. Yeah. You said you gave him an even better PC than what he had, like what you have, right? If I'm not mistaken, that's what you said. Morgan, what's up? Morgan says on YouTube, he says opinions on the RE movie set with running zombies and snow that's supposedly tied to lore. Actually, that's the video that's releasing later, so you don't have to. I'm not gonna say because I'm literally gonna be posting that video today, like in a couple of hours. So, yeah, if you want my full thoughts on that, that's happening today. Yeah, what about running zombies in Zach Kreger's movie? Well, you know what? I didn't know that there was gonna be running zombies. I never knew that, actually. So maybe I didn't cover that. Nobody told me that there was going to be running zombies. So I did not cover that in the video. We covered that last week while I was streaming. So it's the edited version. But yeah, there's going to be running zombies. Maybe we'll talk about that. Where does it say that there's going to be running zombies? Let's see that. Maybe we'll do that right now. We'll add this to the video. Zach Kreger. 7 minutes. Oh, I have to fix it. I have to fix my 7-minute line. It's not working. I forgot to do that. Running zombies. Zach Kreger. Oh, there's like a video. Oh, he filmed? I don't know if I should react to this. Am I allowed to react to this? wait, okay, let's react to this. Thank you for letting me know. Wait, let's actually talk about this. Yeah. Type in Prague behind the scenes leak. Yeah, I think this is what you guys are talking about, right? There's something on Reddit here. What the frick did I just watch? What? So there's just full-on snow in Raccoon City? What happened to being faithful to the games? What happened to being faithful to the lore, guys? What? You're having running zombies in freaking Raccoon City? What is this, the C virus for Resident Evil 6? What is this guy, a so-called fan of the games? What the frick? Okay, so here's the thing, right? For if people that don't understand what's the problem here, there's several issues. When it comes to zombies in Resident Evil, right? The first games, right? Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, the zombies are very slow. But what makes them very intimidating, what makes them very dangerous is that when they start freaking like slowly walking towards you, right? Sometimes they're a little bit fat, right? Like an RE2 remake, you kind of see this RE3 remake, right? They can speed up a little, right? Or even RE1, they can kind of speed up a little sometimes. Even like OG RE1, they can speed up a little. They can kind of do like a fast, like, you know, and they grab you or whatever. The issue is that when they grab you, that's the most dangerous freaking, that's where it's very dangerous, because zombies in the first the T-virus zombies, if I'm being specific here, they grab you. Like, they're freaking super strong. They're super strong. They're not just like regular. I think Welcome to Raccoon City actually did a very good portrayal of this. I don't know if you guys remember where Chris was in the mansion and he got grabbed by these zombies and stuff in Welcome to Raccoon City, and him physically like pushing the zombies off felt like he was like pushing like huge bags of, like, you know, these like really, I don't know, it just, I thought that scene was pretty good. Obviously, you know, Chris, you know, later on we know that, you know, he's pumping iron at the gym, eating his protein and stuff, punching boulders and stuff. So, you know what I mean? If there's any character that could get out of it, it's hard. But obviously, even in the games, right? Like when the zombies are grabbing Claire and stuff, they're really like the intensity of pushing them and getting them off. That's still in the games. It's not just in Welcome to Raccoon City. I just really like that scene in Welcome to Raccoon City. Probably like one of the best scenes in Welcome to Raccoon City. But that idea was like that. The idea that zombies are very hard to get off. That's the scary part of going up against T-virus zombies, right? And also, they do, like, if you're in a street or whatever, and they have a bunch of slow zombies kind of running. Some of them are faster than others, or they kind of speed up and grab you. And you can, like, if you're in a corner, you're running out of bullets, you're shooting them, you're trying to get away from them, and then, you know what I mean, there's too many, you got to get out of there. that's what makes them scary, right? They're not like C virus zombies where they actually jump and stuff, or they're running. You know, it's not like Las Plagas, which I guess is a parasite, right? But you know what I mean, right? Like that's yeah. Thank you for letting me know about that, guys. That's crazy, guys. Like that's insane. Why are the zombies running? Why are they running? That's crazy. Wait. Is Rat Labs in the chat? What's up, Rat Labs? How's it going? We actually just reacted to the teaser. What's up, Rat Labs? Sheesh. Let's give Rat Labs a shout out. What's up, man? How's it going? We were just talking about your CGI movie. Yeah. What are your guys' thoughts? Let's actually see your guys' thoughts on this Resident Evil movie and the running zombies. Thank you for that. I missed that. That was a leaked thing. Holy cow. Yeah, I'm still going with this video is out of context. Seeing that arm wave running, I'm thinking this is early infected or Las Plagas, not on full-on zombies. Very good point. Very good point. Zombies are actually supposed to be tough because once people die, apparently humans' bodies are tough as stones. Interesting. But I mean, it also depends, right? Because there's certain lore, right? Like if we're looking at like different games, like even Capcom, like Dead Rising zombies are kind of just like, you know what I mean? They just explode really easy, right? But that's just because that's the criteria of that infection. But when it comes to T-virus zombies, you know what I mean? That's a good point. Yeah, they're very freaking strong, right? I guess that's why they're like bullet sponges. They're just like, but then, you know, if you can't get a headshot on them. So yeah, it's interesting. Kenneth, what's up, Kenneth? He says, yo, Wesker, what's up? Yeah, a long time no see, Kenneth. How you been? He says, what's going on, man? Do you think the new enemies are more like infected, like from 21 Days Later, or more like... I've never watched 21 Days Later. I want to, though. I've never watched it, but that's a problem. That's a huge problem. Hell yeah, welcome to I Did the Zombies very well. Yeah. That scene is one of my favorite scenes. When it shows like just the amount of like pressure, and he was like this, literally like this, pushing the zombies off. Like I still remember that. It's such a good scene. Snow, September 28th, daylight. Yeah, good point. Yeah, like now to be fair, if this was in Canada in the Midwest, let's do it. Yeah, there's snow. All right, there's definitely snow. All right, maybe the reason I'm kind of giving an argument to the director. Maybe the reason well, you know what? No, scratch that. I was gonna say maybe he thought they wanted to shoot the film in like where I live, right, or around where I live in Canada, where there's a bunch of movies that are always being shot, and they were kind of suspecting that there might be snow. So maybe that, but then they went to shoot in Prague. But even right now in Canada, where I live, where they shoot movies all the time, because I work in film and television, if you guys didn't know that. There's no snow right now, and there should be snow. Like that's weird, you know. There's actually, I think it only snowed once, and it was like 2 weeks ago. It was only one day, and I was like, what the frig? There should be snow. So maybe that's why the director was like, let's write in some snow to have, you know what I mean, to kind of bypass there being snow. But like, okay, it's a small nitpick, but it's also weird. Like, why is there snow? What? Like, especially when you hear the director saying, yeah, I'm going to be very faithful to the lore of the games, right? Or no, what did he say? I don't even remember what he said. No, but let's actually search it up. Okay, I don't want to like put words in his mouth, right? But we read that article a long time ago. Hold up, give me a second. Let me find it in my archives. Let me search it up. That's crazy. What the frick is that? They're running zombies? Okay, hold up. Yeah, he says honoring the games. Is this the article we saw? This was by Deadline. Zach Crazy's new vision, film adaptation of Capcom video game is set to star Austin Abrams, a new interview because I love games. So I played all the games. I played Resident Evil 4 100 times through. I'm obsessed with it. I also just want to tell a story that feels like it's honoring the experience you get when you play the games. That's literally not happening here, bro. Okay, this is not honoring anything. Why is there snow? Why are we in Europe? Why is there running zombies, bro? Why are there zombies running? What? He continued, I haven't seen the movies. That's just not my thing, but the games are my thing. That's just the playground I love. I think the movie's going to rip. I think it's going to rip. Okay. Zachary attended CinemaCon. We're also already inside a Resident Evil movie. There's a moment that comes in every Resident Evil movie game where you find yourself standing in the mouth of the dark passage. One shot is it. Yeah, this is not the article I saw before. There's multiple. You know what? What am I doing? I don't need to do that. I can just look up my channel. Hold up. I can literally just look at my channel because I source my stuff. Hold on. Let me do that. I source my stuff. So let's see. By the way, if you guys are enjoying the live stream, make sure to leave a like. It helps me out a ton so that more people can see this live stream. And also make sure to check out the second channel. If you guys like what I'm doing here, that's where I'm going to be posting a bunch of stuff. We ended up getting like 2,000 views on like the second channel video. And that was crazy. By the way, like I said, it's exclusive to the second channel. So go follow the second channel. I'm going to show it just in a second, but wait, I'm trying to find the video first. Hold up. Here we go. Yeah, so NME article and Fear article by Mark Julian. This was the articles. And this was by the way, if you guys haven't, like I said, go follow the second channel. We got 2,100 views on a channel that has 45 subscribers. That's actually pretty goated. But go follow that channel, boys. I post exclusive stuff. Go check out this video where, you know what I mean? Like, this is not stuff I'm going to be posting on the channel, right? This is stuff on this channel. So if you guys like the discussions, go follow it. Go support your boy. But anyways, yeah, where was it where he said all of that stuff? We just want to go back and see because I don't want to put words in his mouth, right? I'm a gigantic Resident Evil game fan. I played all of them. He said in an interview, SFX. Despite being a fan, he admitted that he's definitely not trying to be completely obedient to the lore of the games for his movie. Yeah, but there's a contradiction here. I'm trying to tell a story that just feels authentic to the experience you get when you play the games. I don't think I'm breaking any major rules. But I also recognize that no matter what I do, people are going to come for me online. Yeah, look at that. Look how he's poisoning the well here. That's what it was. Yeah, he said it's not going to be obedient to the lore of the games, but I'm just trying to tell a story that's authentic to my. Yeah, and the problem is that what the frick does experience mean? That's subjective to you. That's not objective to the Resident Evil experience. Also, I don't think I'm breaking any major rules. Well, I'm sorry, my guy, but you literally are. Okay, when you have zombies freaking running. Okay, that's breaking the rules right there, okay? You're literally breaking the rules. That shows that you don't know what the frick you're doing, okay? That's what that shows. And also, but I also recognize no matter what I do, people are going to come for me online. Yeah, people are going to come for me online. Yeah, okay. You mean people that actually know what they're talking about? Like Resident Evil fans? Resident Evil fans that actually know what they're talking about? You mean those people? Those people? Yeah, nice poison in the bowl. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. Get the frick out of here. What the frick? Yeah, no, that's messed up. Thank you for letting me know, but I will be adding this to the video. Well, let's continue with the chats, by the way. So you might be in the video, but yeah. Lord Viglar says, I already subbed to your second channel, saw both videos. Thank you, Lord. Yes, I know you have, man. I appreciate you. To be fair, Lord has been a freaking amazing viewer. You've been fantastic. You've literally been here since I started talking about Welcome to Raccoon City, which is like a couple months into like me doing YouTube videos. So I appreciate the support, man. I appreciate it. I actually never forget my viewers too. So unless you change your gaming profile or picture, your picture for your profile, or you change your name and you don't tell me, because I know even before your name was changed to Philip Marlowe, but you told me, so we're good on that front. He's making a movie that he wants and slapping the RE name on it. Yep. Like I said, there was contradictions, right? He's already making excuses, and that's not good. Like that, those are not like. It's not like game breaking. Like okay, there's snow. Okay, we can work with that. But when there's running zombies, that changes a lot, right? It's a small detail, but it changes a lot. So, and he's writing it too, right? So, you know, there's gonna be issues with that. Lord says you're gonna make me blush, huh? No, man, you're gonna make me blush. Okay, you've been supporting the channel for such a long time. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. My favorite depiction of running zombies are the Return of the Living Dead 1985. Interesting. I've never watched the Return of the Living Dead. I should though, especially after watching Brandon's documentary for George Romero's Resident Evil film. That actually made me want to watch it. I never did. I still haven't to this day. I need to watch it. I need to stop doing that, man. Oh, what happened? Oh, thank you so much, Alex, for subscribing. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Ajay says, I don't trust directors like this. It has become a trend by trying to sell it with, I've played this game many times, but I don't want it to be the same. But trust me, bro, attitude. Yeah. Yeah. Morgan says, watch us not get any T-virus bioweapons and just Las Plagas. Yeah, especially since he said, literally, that's a good point, Morgan. That's a great point. Yeah, literally, since he specifically said right here, he specifically said, wait, where is it? He specifically said, where was it? Oh, I just got out of it. No, he said right here, I don't know how many times I've just looped Resident Evil 4 again and again. No, but it was in the other interview. Shoot, I missed it. It was in the other interview, but yeah, we just read that. Where he said that. He said literally like, oh, I've played all the games, but then he specifically hones in on Resident Evil 4. It's like, did you just play Resident Evil 4 a bunch? Like, that's fine, but don't lie here, bro. Don't be lying, all right? Like, don't be lying to us, all right? Stop it. Stop hurting yourself. That's crazy. Thank you for letting me know, boys. No, that's actually crazy. That's crazy. He's just doing a Paul W.S. and yep. He leaks said technical based utility. Yes, and like I said, I am gonna be I do talk about that. So you can watch the video there. And thank you for letting me know. I might actually just turn this into like its own video for the second channel. But yeah, that's crazy. That's literally crazy. What the frick? Is the only RE game he played? Yeah, that's what it looks like. RE4 doesn't necessarily represent the series, so that's bad news in and of itself. That's a good point, Kenneth. It's a fantastic point. Yes. Yeah. Like RE4 is a fantastic game. Don't get me wrong. It's a beautiful game. So many people got into Resident Evil with Resident Evil 4, right? I mean, that was not my gateway, but it did solidify me as a Resident Evil fan. I loved it, right? But I played Resident Evil Code Veronica first. I played Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil Remake 1 on the GameCube at my cousin's place. But I didn't own a GameCube, so that was hard. So I did play Code Veronica though, but yeah, it was hard though, even as a kid. Yo, Code Veronica is a hard game, especially as a kid. So why the F you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my gosh, stop effing lying. That's an old video, yo. We're cooked on this movie. Yeah, I think like I said, I found it suspicious, and people actually got upset with me when I started talking about Zach Kreger, and I'm like, yo, this guy's making freaking excuses, and he hasn't even written the movie or like shot it yet. People were like making excuses for him, and I'm like, this is not good, bro. This is not good, yo. And worst part, he's using cars from 2014. Oh, is he? I don't know. I don't know anything about cars. But yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, he was. That's a good point. Yeah. RE6 was the first for me. Hey, I like RE6. I ain't gonna lie. Not now. I know. Let's be. I need to be clear with this, okay? Resident Evil 6 has a lot of issues, okay? It has a lot of issues. The story has issues. The gameplay has issues. Like you running next to like a wall and you run like slowly and stuff. There's so much like, it's just jank, okay? Like it's unfinished. It's like, I don't like how all the characters all have like they're all like the same mocap actor. They have like lanky arms and legs. But I had fun with it because I had you know, I played it with friends. But that's still like I like it, but it still has issues. There's still problems with it. But yeah. There's still problems. There's still problems with RE6, okay? I like it, but I can recognize that it's a bad game, okay? That's what I'm saying. El take? No, that's a pretty fine take. Yeah, hey, there's movies out there that you like, okay? There's games out there that you like that you know are crap, but you're like, you know what? I kind of like this game, all right? I had fun with it, all right? Now, playing by yourself, never play Resident Evil 6 by yourself, okay? Never play Resident Evil 6 by yourself. That is so boring. Don't do it. Lord Vigar says, I'm cherry picking evidence, but he does have a thing about monsters, possessed people running at somebody, done in both previous movies. Interesting. The police car in the leaked video is a Ford Explorer from 2014 that says Martins or Marvin Camp. Yeah, we saw the pictures. So this is a movie that's so in the universe of the games, even in the same year. Oh, yeah, that's a very good point, Morgan. Very good point. That's something I didn't even say. I didn't even like see. I didn't even realize. But yeah, especially if it's 1998, that's crazy. I know. We actually looked at the license plate and stuff. But like I said, it's releasing later. That's how I feel about RE3 Remake. Yeah, that's not an L take. Actually, I think Resident Evil 3 Remake is a fun game. It's fun, but is it a good Resident Evil game? Is it no. Is it a good remake? No. No, not at all. You know what I mean? So same thing. I say I had fun with Resident Evil 6 because I played with a lot of some of my best friends and stuff. My Japanese best friend, my other friend Caitlin, who we had on the channel. Well, Caitlin's not a best friend, I will say. Sorry, Caitlin. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, Caitlin. But why did he set the RC not in the Midwest but Colorado? Yeah, I think it's because, like I said, I think he was probably gonna because it is Midwest, isn't it? Not? Is Colorado not Midwest? What the frick is Midwest? I don't know. That's some American stuff. Like I'm in the Midwest, right? That is Midwest, isn't it? Midwest United States. Let's see. You guys have too many states, bro. You guys got too many states. Midwestern United States. From east to west, the region includes 12 states: Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, Missouri, Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota. Currently, the census. That's it? Oh, so wait. You're saying that, wait, the Colorado's not even in the Midwest? Okay, so that's the Midwest. Okay. So, I don't think I count to be in the Midwest in Canada's. Okay, yeah, it's Southwest. Yeah, that's a good point, boys. Yeah, it doesn't even show up when I look at like Google. That's a good point. Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Yeah, what the frick? Yo, that's crazy. Let's look at Wikipedia, guys. North Dakota, Ohio, Wisconsin, Missouri, Iowa. Yeah, those are all like northern. Nebraska. Great Plains region, Chicago, Indianapolis, Milwaukee. Yeah, I mean, Chicago probably has snow during that time, doesn't it? Chicago. When does Chicago snow? Or when does it snow in Chicago? In Chicago, bro. Yeah, so Chicago, like this is just like Canada, because Chicago's like up in the north. So in Canada, it's like Halloween. By Halloween, kids, like if you grew up in the north of United States or in Canada, you know by October 31st, you gotta wear a jacket over that Halloween costume. But that's a good point too. Good point. Good catch. It doesn't snow in Chicago in September. That's a good point. I was tripping. For some reason, my mind was going September 31st. I was trying to help the case. No. You're good. You guys are good. Can you help me carry the box to your place? I think it's Missouri from the mountainous and was geography. But Colorado, he messed up on for sure. Yeah. Pennsylvania, close enough. The SD Perry books and set Raccoon City in Pennsylvania. Yes. Zach messed up the lore. Yeah. Is Raccoon City supposed to just outside Chicago lore? I don't know, actually. That's a good point. I don't know. They just say Midwestern. The Midwestern town of Raccoon City. No. That's a good point. That's a good... Yeah, it doesn't snow in Chicago. Yeah, it doesn't even snow in Canada in September. That's crazy. Yeah, so why is there, like, honestly, okay, I was going to give the benefit of the doubt, but no, guys, you guys are actually doing a good job here. You guys are just debunking. You guys are not giving Zach a benefit. Like, it's true. It's true. You got an excellent point. There is no snow, not even in Canada, bro. There's no snow until October 31st. So what the hell is he doing? He's going to make it for, I bet you, no, I'm not even going to say that. He's going to get ideas. We're not going to give him ideas, boys. We're not going to give Zach ideas to make Raccoon City on October 28th and like 31st or whatever. Like, get out of here, man. Get out of here. And also, that's not even every year. That's like, you know what I mean? Sometimes it happens, but not every time. I think Eder says something about Chicago in one of the games. I could be remembering it wrong. I don't know, actually. He could have put it anywhere from Michigan, Minnesota, Wisconsin, South. You know, like I said, I think, as mentioned before, I think he screwed up. I think he wanted to shoot this in Calgary, if I'm being honest. I think he wanted to shoot this in Calgary. But even in Calgary, shooting it is weird. Why would you shoot it there? You know what I mean? It's probably just for the ease of shooting it in Canada. He probably wanted to shoot it. I'm not kidding. I think he probably wanted to shoot it in Calgary. And Calgary now, right, would have technically snow, but there's no snow. So I think he wrote that in the script because he only has a year to shoot it. He could have shot it later on. Could have shot it in February. Like, no. I guess he could have shot it in summer, but no, that's way too late in production. I don't know. I think he probably wanted to shoot it. I think he wanted to shoot it in Canada. I think that's what happened because he was expected to shoot from September, right? He was expected to shoot from September. Like, he had to. Also, why is my music not playing? What the frick? Yeah, he was expected to shoot... I'm not hearing anything, yo. Why am I not hearing stuff? Do you guys hear music? I don't hear music. Okay, whatever. Oh, because my volume muted. My volume. Anyways, there is music. I'm just tripping. Yeah, I think he wanted to shoot it in Canada is what I was gonna say. I think he wanted to shoot it in Canada, and he was like, he just wanted to, but then he just screwed up. He screwed up. But my second question. The snow is. That was gonna be my second question. When does it snow in Prague? That was gonna be my second question. I was literally about to say that, guys. I was literally about to say that. When does it snow? When does it snow in Prague? Oh my gosh, bro. It snows from late November to early March. So why the frick does this guy have snow right now? What? You know, the snow is fake, bro. What is this guy doing? Oh my gosh, bro. Nah, this is so embarrassing, bro. There's no hope for a good Resident Evil movie. Dude, this is so... You guys are good, man. Like I said, you guys are catching all of this, man. You guys are not letting the snow go. I mean, this is so true. Oh my gosh, you guys are goated, man. You guys are goated. You guys are just shutting it down. Yeah, Raccoon City in Quebec. Honestly, it would have been better. Honestly, if Raccoon City was in Quebec, it would have been way better. Yo. It would actually be in... wait, is that considered the Midwest? I don't even know. Maybe like Toronto, right? But Toronto's expensive to shoot, so maybe not. Just trying to put out the possible context. Yeah. You guys are just like... You guys are cornering Zach. Yeah, Zach. Yeah, when is it, huh? Where? How is this good to the games, bro? What is this? Late November to early March. Yeah, this guy has no out, bro. He's got no out. I mean, Quebec was in the remakes as a stand-in. What? For Raccoon City. Really? Yeah, because Raccoon City has really tall buildings. So that's why I was thinking maybe that's why he went to Prague, because it has like old European buildings. You know what I mean? And there's like that section in RE4R remake where you see Raccoon City, like the only section, Raccoon City streets, like when, you know, you're getting out of the building and Brad's like bringing you to the bar Jack, you kind of see like a line of buildings. And yeah, I always treasure Welcome to Raccoon City. Bet everyone's gonna treasure Welcome after this. Yeah. I mean, hey, Welcome to Raccoon City is the closest, but that it's not a great again, just like I was saying, right? I had fun with Welcome to Raccoon City, but it's not a good Resident Evil movie. Kind of like Resident Evil 6, or it's not a good Resident Evil game, but I have fun with it, so whatever. Saying it was dumb, but I loved it. Yeah. I actually like that scene with the zombies that we were talking about. Oh man, that's crazy. That's so crazy, guys. Oh my gosh. Raccoon City has a skyline of Vancouver, but the movies used Eastern Canada. Yeah, and also, yeah, the Paul W.S. Anderson movies shot in like Toronto, if I'm not mistaken. They shot in Toronto, in Hamilton. But anyways, guys, give me 1 second. I'll be back. I'm just gonna go to the washroom. 1 second. The restroom, as you guys say. 1 second. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Yo, I'm just thinking right now, Zach's probably like in his trailer looking at all of this. Not on my video, but he's looking at like people online just trashing his movie. And he's like, all these unhinged Resident Evil fans, they just don't want a good movie, which is what I'm gonna give them. Just they don't want a good movie. Yeah, these unhinged Resident Evil fans. Yeah. I don't know, Zach. Seems like these unhinged Resident Evil fans kind of saw that you're not a Resident Evil fan, bro. That's what it looks like. You kind of suck, bro. It's kind of tragic because I feel like the bones of Welcome to Good, its setup was great. Horrible choice of actors, horrible script, and too much cramped. Yeah, I don't know. I think the horrible choice. There's some really bad choices, but I gotta say, I like Chris. I like Chris as what he was doing, right? Variety articles where he says he's obeying the lore of the games, just not telling Leon's story. Yep, we saw that. Yeah, they just need to do a Resident Evil as a series with every game on it being its own season. That'd be great. Yeah, do what freaking. That's a great point. Do what Fallout is doing, right, with the show. I laughed pretty hard at that scene, Kenneth. I laughed throughout the film, but I feel like it was more of a comedy than horror. Yeah, that remake of Code Veronica opening was filmed at some major Toronto building. Yeah. You're talking about Apocalypse? Yeah. Yeah, Apocalypse. Yeah. Do you remember that last scene in Welcome to when the bomb went off and sent that cow flying? Me and my wife were dying in the theaters. I actually don't even remember that. Wait, what? What are you talking about? Wait, Raccoon City, chat, the movie's cooked. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty bad, boys. It's pretty bad. All right, boys, we're going to be moving on to the second part. Or I guess, what is this, the fifth part of the stream? Fifth part of the stream. We're going to be playing, boys. We're going to be playing. We're going to be trying to beat Separate Ways mod. This is a late stream, man. Thank you for everybody for stopping by. I wasn't expecting so many people, but thank you to everybody for stopping by. You guys are goated. Thank you. I honestly, I wouldn't have known about the Prague situation, the running zombie situation. That was insane. So thank you, boys. Thank you. I think they should make a film based on the S.D. Perry novel because that's the basics. Yep. And it actually fixes even what the game screwed up, right? It fixes that whole situation with, as mentioned, the characters, none of the characters survive in RE1 or OG or Resident Evil 1 or Resident Evil 1 Remake. None of the not all the characters survive. Either you play as Jill and you save Chris and you save, if you play as Jill's scenario, you save Barry and Chris, but no Rebecca. If you play as Chris, you save Rebecca and Jill, but no Barry. So it's like, bruh, the Prague incident, yeah. 2014, 1998 Prague incident. Yeah. RE2 makeup intro has the Quebec skyline. You should see the comparison when you get a chance. Ooh, you're talking about like the intro? Oh, I didn't know. Yeah, that would make sense. Honestly, I think like I said, I think that's what happened. Zach wanted to make it into he wanted to do it in Canada. That's why he put the snow in, because he'd be shooting in September and late September. I think he's going to be shooting until January. The SD books add a lot of substantial lore. The Wildstorm comic books also tell the full narrative really well. I've never read the Wildstorm comic books, but I love the SD Perry novels. The ones I read, I haven't read all of them, but I need to. And also, they got so expensive. I can't even buy them. But I know they're like online and stuff. Like you can buy like a PDF or get the PDF, but like it's kind of rough, you know? It's kind of rough. All right, boys. We're here. We're chapter 7. We're right at the end of this insane mod. We're going to do it, boys. We're going to freaking beat it. I want to see what this mod author has done, because sometimes he's done some crazy stuff that makes absolutely no sense. What monsters do you think will still appear in the movie if there's any hope left at all? I know there's gonna be the tentacle, like the BOWs, right, that I talked about in the video that's coming out. I mean, there has to, unless he's just making new freaking enemies. That'd be stupid. I hope not. That would be the dumbest thing, honestly. I hope he doesn't do that.
Leon's headed for their sanctuary.
I hope not, for the love of God. Or what if he brings in RE4 like enemies into that? Would be so bad. I hope not. Yeah, Doctor. Yeah, exactly. Wait, you guys read my mind. I literally just saw your comment after saying that. Dr. Sal. Exactly. Yeah. Literally. Yeah. You guys picked up what I was like before I even said it. Yo, that's crazy. Yo, chat. You guys are locked in. Yo. You guys are locked in. I literally said it and then I looked at chat. That was crazy. Oh, what mod is this? What's up, Kid Plays? So this is the Wavering Heart mod. We played from the beginning, and we're about to finish it. Guaranteed. Yeah, I hope not. I hope he doesn't do that, yo. That'd be so bad. So what was I doing with my stuff? I hope not. That'd be so bad, bro.
Knife needs care every once in a while.
Knife needs care every once in a while. Difference between life and death.
That's the way to be.
A stranger. I'll buy it at a high price. Woo! Yeah, I think I was saving up for this.
Can make up for a dazzled, are you? Our craftsmanship demands no less.
Why is there no like bonus? Because it's a modded weapon. Also, the shoddy sucks. Holy cow! I can't stand this shotgun. But I haven't even upgraded it, so maybe that's why it sucks. I mean, if you think about it, T-Virus wasn't big with tentacle-based zombies. We definitely getting some dumb Los Pagos. Well, yeah, it wasn't big, but like I said, it did have that section. Oh, shoot, I went the wrong way. I think he's trying to insert his RE movie into his film. Universe, all his movies are cinematically connected in the same world. Is that what he's doing? Oh my gosh, bro. I hope not. Now, you know, you guys are freaking me out, man. I mean, I was already concerned. But now you guys are like, whatever hope. Whoa, whoa, what the frig? Did these guys see me? These guys don't even see me, bro. The mod, like, didn't even finish, like, spawning them. Okay, never mind. Okay, never mind. Now they're all here. They're all awake. What the Hey, yo! Where did the guys go? What the frick? Wait, let me put the volume up. He said, I grabbed you. Or I got you. He said it's canon to the games. Yeah, you know, yeah. No, he said the lore might not be exact. We just read that. Is this mod just as hard as Berserker or Valkyrie? At times, yeah. I haven't played Berserker, but I played Valkyrie. And yeah. But there's some times where it's just really hard, like for no reason. But yeah, it makes the game really hard. There's also a harder version, but we're definitely not. I don't know if we'll play that. We'll see. I just want to beat that. Okay, he just said kill her. It also adds like the main story weapons. That's why I'm using like the Red 9. Oh, yo, that's kind of goated. What the frick? I just hit all of them. Let's freaking go. You gotta be effing kidding me, or don't F with me. But it translates to you gotta be effing kidding me. No me jodas. Luis also says that, by the way. No me jodas. Okay, I'm like running out of like health. This is not good.
Here we go.
I gotta watch my health actually. Wait, I'm kind of screwing around, but I gotta. Oh, these guys have bulletproof masks. What am I doing? I need to lock in. I just said que coño. What the F? Useless. You're a waste of space, or like he basically said you're not useful for anything. That's what they just told Eder. No sirves para nada. You're not useful in anything is what the direct translation is. But yeah, you're basically just a waste of space. I've never heard him say that actually. I think you just said, "Oh, I just found her." Oh. Okay, let's use the bad shoddy just for some space. And also, if you guys don't know, I'm also using a separate I'm also using a different we're also using a different mod to use the laser sight. But there's also this that adds a flamethrower, which is pretty crazy. It adds a flamethrower. Like, this mod is pretty wild. And there's no noise to the flamethrower. Why are there so many guys, yo? I just started the chapter. I'm running out. I gotta get out of here. I'm actually running out. Yo, what the frig? Just said I just got you. I just got you. Te cogí. What the frig is going on? Where do you think you're going? ¿A dónde crees que vas? LOL the flamethrower. It's actually pretty nice. It's like the RE2 flamethrower. But yeah, it makes no noise. He just said, what's happening? ¿Qué está pasando? Wait, how did he hit me? Oh no, I shouldn't have used my health. I screwed up. Oh great. You know what? Maybe why am I sticking around here? I'm wasting all my ammo. Where the frick did this guy come from? He was just hiding? No, we're out of here, guys. We're bouncing. Oh, I can't even open the door. Woo! Woo! I can't even open the door. No, they're actually locking me in here. What the frick? I thought like, yeah, I can just leave. Ahí está. Mátala. I'm turning into a ganado, guys. Te cogí. Mátalo. He just said, ¿Qué está pasando? What is happening? Excuse me, lady. I gotta move. No. Woo! Did you ever finish Alien Isolation? No, we're gonna do that next. We're doing that next. We're doing it next, boys. Yes, we are. We're gonna be playing it. Bro, I have nothing. Can they come through here?
Ooh, you have the stench of
Wait, they actually can. No, they actually can. They actually can come in here. No, hope that flamethrower was buffed. One, because the OG one from the files did pour. Wait, let's actually use the rest of it. Why not? I need to recharge it or buy another one. Oh, I'm actually gonna die. No. Oh, I forgot. I only realized after she was doing that move. You can't fight close quarters with them when they do that, bro. You just literally have to physically move. I try to parry and I'm like, no. Oh my god, we almost finished that too. Oh, okay, that was stupid. Okay, hold up. Let's change what we have here. And I know I have the rocket launcher. I'm not gonna use it only if like the game is like really impossible, because there was one section where that happened, but it wasn't that bad. So like that was the only time we used that. No, I don't want to use that. I want to use the blast crossbow. Oh, I can't even use the blast crossbow? What the frick? Come on. I also got to get more health, yo. Yeah, blast crossbow for sure. Because we got a bunch of blast crossbow. I can't believe it's only been 3 months till RE9 comes out. Yep. I'm going to be busy. So I want to play Alien Isolation for sure, because I think Maximilian dude said it was like the game. We kind of got that vibe. So, oh bro, I can't even buy first aids. Okay, we got this. Can I make ammo? I guess I just have to use handgun, but handgun's kind of a handgun and shotgun. We'll do that. Shotgun kind of sucks. There she is. What he just said. Actually, let me switch my audio. Why is it hard to hear them? Audio output. Let's do headphones. 3D? Is there 3D headphones? Ballistic sound effects. Voice volume. Voice volume is max. Yeah, I don't know. All right, guys, I'm gonna go rest while I have a good stream, guys. Thank you so much, Big Loss, for stopping by, man. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hope you have a good rest, man. Yeah, she just called Eder useless. Yeah, guys. Okay, so we're gonna just use the crappy shoddy. I'm gonna use all of it. So I'm running out of stuff. I know you're there, he just said. Well, he just said pathetic. Shoddy's not even doing anything. That's the other thing too, the mod actually buffs a lot of the enemies up. But this... Oh my gosh. Oh, I wasn't pressing X like I meant it. They're just spamming voice lines, yo. It's kind of hard to translate everything. I said, what is happening? Useless. It's just like Ada's nightmare. They're just like calling her names, bro. They're bullying Eder right now. Okay, I pressed R2, okay? Come on, game. Does the laser sight make the speed non-existent? The spread non-existent? No, I think it's just it's altered. They alter the thing. He just said, you're useless. Completely useless. You don't have any use. Come on. I'm almost done with the shoddy. The shoddy's though, I need to upgrade it. Just said die. Why was that guy like fully like on top there? That was a little bit weird. I think he was just about to say, I don't know where the frick do you think you're going? ¿A dónde crees que vas? That's what he was gonna say? I don't know, I kind of cut him off. Why won't you guys die? Need to reload. I can't even walk. Oh, I got hit. I couldn't even walk past them. Oh, there's more guys. Was that Jack? Jack freaking Baker? Hello, guys. What the frick is going on here, yo? I just want to walk through. Oh, this is kind of suicide now. Wait, no. This is actually kind of suicide. Okay, let's go back down. He just said, what the F? He just said, what the F? Yeah, you're a waste of space. What he just said. Go for her. Man, these guys just freaking spawn, bro. Was the shield blocking the flames? I keep calling me useless. Go for her. Did you see the end credits in RE4R Remake? Never seen you talk about it. No idea what it means. I only asked because I played through it recently. Yeah, we actually did. We covered it when there was people saying that there was a theory that Nikolai was somehow the guy, which made no sense. Is that what you mean? Is that what you're talking about, Kenneth? Sorry, I didn't see. Yeah.
Not again.
Oh.
Bring me a challenge.
Oh, he just said behind you. He said por detrás, but I didn't hear the other part. What's happening? He said. Where did this guy come from? Oh wait, they're still alive?
I was afraid of that.
Oh, this is not good. This is not good. I can't make anything. Yo, I didn't want to switch to this. This is such a bad area with her. Yeah, they're gonna grab me. I knew they were gonna grab me. Okay. Don't really have health anymore. Oh, he almost grabbed me. Oh, but there's magnum bullets back there. Yeah, there's magnum bullets back here. Okay, okay, I'm gonna go do that. Oh, but it's RNG. What's it here? Did I kill everybody here? Oh wow, they're fast. Oh, gotta move. Whew. Oh wow, I'm running out of ammo. Yo, the TMP is actually, like, this is a modded version of the TMP. It's actually not bad. Yeah, okay, they're giving me a bunch of ammo. Has anybody beat this mod? I'm assuming it's just, like, it's already hard and we just started the chapter. I just threw off his groove. Whoa.
Here we go.
Can I go back? Maybe I should go back to the merchant. I need a restock. What the frick is going on? Okay, that was weird. Is this guy stuck? Oh, never mind, not anymore. That was so weird, yo. He was like doing a handstand, like literally just... What the frick? No, that was crazy. Alright, guys, I actually don't even know what I should do here, if I'm being 100% honest.
Welcome.
I have no idea.
Good, that's good work, if I do say so.
I'm running out of everything, honestly.
A deal well struck. I don't always have this in stock, stranger. Better to be over-prepared. Am I right? Molding a weapon to suit your specific needs. It's a thing of beauty, isn't it? Try that on for size. Dazzled, are you? Ark will come back anytime.
Let's get some magnum ammo. Okay, I think that'll be good. Hopefully, oh, we got another checkpoint. Okay. We're probably gonna fight like 4 Weskers. I mean, sorry, 4 Krausers. I'm tripping. Last time we fought 3 Krausers, so I'm assuming things are going to get a little crazy. I'm assuming. I don't know, though. I have no idea. Oh, hold up, hold up. 1 second. 1 second, boys. Okay. Let's continue this. Like I said, this is going to get intense, and I don't know how intense it's going to get. So, I don't know. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, it's the freaking spiders. Last time we fought spiders, sometimes they have, like, buffed health. Okay, never mind. These guys are not buffed. That's the thing with this mod. Sometimes it, like, kind of mixes it up. It's a bit iffy, so... Oh, that just interrupted my reload. We're going to save this in case there's an enemy up ahead. There probably is going to be one. Nice, we got more Magnum. Yeah, we're going to save these. I'm not gonna lie, I thought maybe by me reloading while I was crouched that it was going to do something. Okay, no, this is just like the normal game. This is like the vanilla game. There you go, I got him. Yeah, if you guys didn't know, you can interrupt his little firing mode thing by just shooting his arm. If you have good aim and you don't suck like that. I did it the first time. It's only when he starts it. Okay, I guess I shot him in the face. Okay, so I guess we're good then. That was weird. I guess they're giving us a break. I have a... Because you know why I think we're probably going to fight Krausers? Because this section right here, you get Krausers like hat. Right? So, I'm assuming things are going to be a little bit wild. Oh, there's stuff over here. Hold up. Okay, we got a checkpoint. Okay. There she is what he just said. Ahí está. Okay, I guess we're not fighting Krauser. I'm gonna bathe in your blood is what he just said. Whoa, I thought he was gonna hit me there.
I'm empty.
Yo, that was crazy. He just said swallow this. ¿Qué está pasando? What's happening? That was insane. I wish I could do instant replay, bro. That was insane. This guy's freaking throwing ability, he like... Oh my gosh, I forgot how all of them are just like Hitman, bro. That was insane. Did you guys see that? I caught Zach Kreger confirming the movie takes place in the world of the games on Double Toasted interview. Him at 2532. He's cooked. Confirming the movie takes place in the world of games on Double Toasted interview. You know what? Somebody told me to watch that interview. I'm not going to react to it, though. Maybe I'll react to it on my own time, and then we'll see if I can just grab a snippet of that. We'll see. I'll see. But, you know, I'm going to take a screenshot of what you just said, Morgan. Because I don't want to do it live stream, because sometimes, you know, there's certain YouTube channels that would could like take down the video. I don't know the Toasted guys, so we'll see. We'll see.
Almost there.
I mean, I do have a second channel, so, and it's not monetized, so I could just do it on there. Who knows? But yeah, thank you. I took a screenshot of 2532. We'll definitely look at it, or I'll look at it maybe on my own time. Maybe not on the stream, but. First aid.
Welcome. Ooh, what you buying?
Okay, I don't know how this is gonna go. Let's just get this.
A deal well struck.
You're a hero to us, LOL. Why am I a hero? Wait. Let's see. Tune up.
Try that on.
Power. Let's go.
Thank you. Do check out my wares again. I can hardly contain myself.
Okay, it just saved. Oh yeah, the Novistadors are here. The Novistadors. And there's also treasure here, isn't there? No, it's like the next one. If I'm not mistaken. Yo, the Novistador room was so freaking hard. Yeah, here it is. Exposing Zach on his BS. Yeah, but I think Zach just exposed himself. You know what I mean? I think just Zach exposed himself.
Oh, blessings unto him and the sweet mercy they bring. Exalt all.
Oh, we got Resident Evil 6 Leon. Forgot we had that outfit. Oh, that others won't? Yeah. I actually don't know what other people have said about whether they're hyped for the movie or not. I imagine most people aren't hyped, but I don't know. Shoo! Yo, I forgot Ashley had that outfit. I forgot. That's like one of my favorite outfits, okay? That's Jill's outfit from Revelations. You know, it would have been a cherry on the top if we had Resident Evil 6's outfit, like pirate outfit from the Mercenaries. And if we had, that would have been sick. Okay, this boss fight is actually hard. But this mod might make it harder. Because we're like playing on like a hard difficulty with this mod. Like they might give him insane health. I hope not. We'll see. It might just be like the vanilla game. Who knows? Away with a lamb. Oh, there's 2 Gloria las Plagas? What the freak? Glory to the plague is what they're saying, by the way, in case you just didn't know. Away with a lamb. Away with a lamb. Gloria las Plagas. Gloria las Plagas. Whoa. Ahí está. I'm gonna get hit. Oh. I'm about to die. I'm about to die. I'm about to die. No, no more Gloria las Plagas, for the love of God. I'm gonna die, boys. I'm gonna die. Oh, my laser glitched out. Let's just focus on him, actually. The wayward lamb. Oh my gosh, it's my cat. He came to say hi. Well, my other cat was here, actually. My other cat, Luffy. He was kind of fat. Rocket, where you going? Let's go, Rocket. Come on. Oh my gosh. So we have a visitor, guys. We have little Rocket. Now, Rocket is actually... He's part midget, okay? His mom is a munchkin cat. He's part midget, okay? But he doesn't... He's pretty big. He's pretty big, but he kind of has like a little big head and stuff. So he's half midget. He's half midget. Oh, he didn't like that. I didn't mean to offend you, Rocket. Okay, you're really cute. Okay, you just get your little munchkin butt out of here. Okay. Dude, the red cloak guys in this are such an upgrade over the original ones. Yeah, and the remake, you mean? Yeah, definitely. When I played RE4R remake for the first time, I had to get the goat head in that one room. It was amazing. The goat head? You're talking about like when like the chains or whatever, like in the castle? Is that what you mean? Remind me. Oh shoot, wait, I can't even hear. Oh no. I couldn't hear. Oh my gosh, these freaking guys, man. No more Gloria las Plagas, stop it. Oh no, my laser is actually working. It's just because when they do Gloria las Plagas, it takes a second. Oh no, I could have hit him. Ooh! Let's go. Okay, guys, just give me a freaking second, guys. Away with a lamb. Are you away with a lamb? He's gonna shoot. Yeah, he's doing the shooting thing. Yeah, I love that. In the OG RE4, I loved when he did that. He's gonna shoot me with the TMP. Oh my gosh, guys, I can't even do anything. Oh, he's gonna wait, I have to go there. I'm gonna get hit. He's almost dead. But I'm almost dead too. Yo, these guys aren't dying. No, they have way too much. They're not gonna die. I think the mod gave them extra health, if I'm being honest. Oh my gosh, I can't even block. Okay, I'm about to die. Is that it? I think I'm done. Or it's just one more? What the frick? What the frick am I doing, boys? I'm about to get my butt whipped. Yeah, I knew I was gonna die, bro. Dang, okay, he didn't have to freaking like impale her. Hey, yo. I've never seen that death scene, or it's been a while. I don't remember either or. Okay, let's do this again. Let's think about this, all right? I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have no clue what I'm gonna do, guys. I don't have too much health. I have a flash. Hello, sacrificial wayward lamb. The heretic wolf. The holy body. The holy body.
You're the one in for a world.
Let's just do knife only. How about that? Let's just do knife only. I don't know if I can do it, but we're just gonna try. Oh, okay. Am I dead? What the freak? Oh. Heretic lamb. Heretic lamb. Okay, Gloria las Plagas, give me a second, for the love of God. Dead Space has the best death scenes. Yeah, I have to play the remake, actually. But we're gonna play Alien Isolation after. The blasphemous unwilling. For the wayward lamb. Oh, I couldn't parry because the Gloria las Plagas. Oh, about to die, yo. Yeah, we're not even focused on the Gloria las Plagas guy. Oh, I couldn't even parry. Las Plagas. Why did he say it like that? Why did he say Las Plagas? What is he, Squidward? What the frig? Okay, we finished. We did it. Actually, no, that was the goated way. That was the goated way, guys. And no, we're not using the infinite rocket launcher. If you guys are like, well, why aren't you using that? Okay, we're gonna do this right. I'm gonna beat this mod. There's only one area I had to use an infinite rocket launcher so far. How about that? The wayward lamb. Abrisa. Abrisa. Se escapan los corderitos. Guiadles hacia... No, perseguidles. Guiadles hacia el perdón infinito. Abrisa. Abrisa. Se escapan los corderitos. Perseguidles. Guiadles hacia el perdón infinito.
I trust everything is fine on your end, too, Leon.
Okay. I don't want to say it, but Eder just got assaulted, okay? Just got assaulted, okay? Like Luis and Resident Evil, OG Resident Evil 4, all right? The same thing happened. The leather jacket is so good, man. Love the RE6 jacket. Or just make Outbreak-like story or film that's based within the universe that doesn't break lore at all and isn't cheap. I know you think that'd be easy to do, but yeah, they never do it. Sadler Spy claimed another victim. Yeah, literally. Also, what happened? What happened there? Wait. What happened there? Let's think about this. He just had his little, like, you know what I mean? His little Sadler pop up or whatever, and then he just freaking went over. Like, what did he do? Did he hit her? She doesn't have any marks on her head. What did he do? What did he just like spray like noxious gas or whatever? Like the holy body, the holy body. Like what did he do? I don't understand. How did she get knocked out? Insolent lamb.
Renegade.
Renegade.
You have forsaken holy body.
The holy body. I like the OG Sadler script, honestly.
To become
Hollywood movies. Is there anybody on Twitch? Play the Sadler clip if you're watching on Twitch.
absolution.
So we got 9 minutes to go through this. 9 minutes.
7 minutes. 7 minutes is all I can spare to play with you.
You can't hide forever. I despise Chris. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Not long until the bombs on this island start moving off. Time to
Oh,
wrap
what the
things up.
frick? Leon.
Just what I was
It's a red warhead. I like how the remake kind of like puts lore into the red warhead, even though it just makes it 0 sense. I like how they just try. Wait, I can't even go there. Am I supposed to go somewhere else? The mod changed something. Oh, am I supposed to go down here? What am I supposed to do? Usually, like in the OG story, you just go over there by pressing R1.
Oh, I think you know. The American
Oh, yeah, there you go.
framing is a cliche that only happens in your
Hollywood movies. Yeah, that's a way
Mr.
better.
Kennedy, you entertain
Me.
To show my appreciation,
Appreciation?
I will help you awaken from your world of cliches.
From your world of cliches. What? Thank you, Blue Herb. Thank you so much, man. Endgame villain. What's up, TJ? How's it going, man? Says we got a Wesker Alpha Stars in the chat. What's up, man? How's it going? How's it going? What's up, dude?
Accepted.
Says late night Eder. I know I don't stream late, but I had to because I had to work. So I have to stream on Saturday. We gotta make content. Oh, you son of a punk! You son of a punks! I have no health. Oh my gosh! I gotta get out of here. Do I have to fight them? I probably do. The mod is gonna make me fight them, bro. Oh, I have some cat hair on my nose. Petting my cat. Guys, what the frick am I supposed to do? It was a 27-month celebration. Oh, thank you so much for letting me know, dude. Dang, I didn't even know. It didn't pop up. It didn't show up that it was 27 months. I'm seeing the chat that's popped up underneath me. But thank you so much, man, for 27 months of supporting the channel, man. I know you've been supporting the channel even before then, because TJ's been a part of the channel for a long time. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, man. You know, you've been supporting me, man. You've been making it so that it's like guaranteed that I get paid every month by YouTube. So thanks, man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Oh my gosh, I'm about to die. What do I do here? What do I do here, guys? I have no health. Okay, we're just gonna focus on one of them, all right? Oh wait, I pressed L1. I pressed L1. Get out of here. Get out of here. No, I pressed L1. No. I only shot him for a little bit because I wanted to shoot him like more. That was so dumb. No, that was so dumb. Life's been busy for me too. I stop by when I can and made when you made awesome videos for me to watch. I was having a rough patch. I always support that. Thank you, man. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, I was just about to say thank you, TJ, man. I really appreciate it. And then I had to press R3 there, even though I wanted to press L1. I was crazy. Sorry if I'm a bit distracted. I don't have any health right now. Woo. Wait, did he just hit his friend? Okay, I'm pressing L1. No. I'm pressing L1. Come on, game, register. It's because I'm on an Xbox controller. Yo, by the way, too, did you guys see the new Steam? The new Steam console looks freaking beautiful. It's gonna be free multiplayer. It's kind of goated. Don't be sorry. Focus on the. No, I'm multitasking here. I'm talking about the Steam console. I'm like, what the frick? This is not the time. This is not the time. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. I gotta use this flash. Am I missing? Wait, it doesn't hit him. Okay, he just died. Oh, I have 0 health, guys. Guys, I have 0 health. He's gonna hit me right now. Why am I moving so slow? Wait, you move slower when you're down? You move slower when you're down. Like on health. I didn't know when you're crouching, because I know like when you're standing and stuff. Dang, okay. I'm so screwed. I gotta move. Whoa. Oh, I thought I missed. I did miss twice, though. Guys, I have, like, no health. I have no health. Where's the merchant when you need him? Wait, I actually don't even think I'm gonna see the merchant anymore. Oh, I should have moved. That was so dumb. Am I hitting his armor? It's hard to tell. He's gonna come after me. Never mind, I guess not. What happened to my laser sight? Is he dead? No. It sounded like he died. Oh my gosh. What the freak? Yo, I'm like one shot. I'm one shot. What am I doing? I need help. No, that was a miss. He turned his shoulder. Look at this guy. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh! Ooh! Oh, I thought Sadler was gonna jump at me. Not gonna lie. Oh! 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 What the frick am I doing? I feel like I'm gonna miss here. That's a good thing. Steam console is very focused. Okay, how did he find me? Yo, what? How did he find me? I suck, bro. I was so bad. I was so bad. I was so bad. What am I doing? Oh. I gotta be careful too. He still does damage. Okay. Am I done? Leon's like dead already. I'm supposed to help him here. And you can you shoot the the bubbles? Oh, it closed. Yeah, you can shoot the bubbles. Oh no, never mind. I think it just blinked. Am I supposed to go down there? I can go down here? Oh no, this is chalked. This is chalked. This is chalked. Is that Krauser and Verdugo? What? Is that Krauser and Verdugo? No, no, no. How am I gonna do that? What? What? How am I gonna do that with no health? No, how am I supposed to do that? Okay, I'm gonna shoot these guys with the infinite rocket launcher and we're gonna see what's up. Let's see if I can do the next section just like without the stuff, because that's so dumb. How am I supposed to do all of that? This mod doesn't give you health, by the way. Oh, wait a second. I can't even use my infinite launcher because I forgot to bring it, because I thought, oh yeah, we won't need it. So scratch that idea. Scratch that. Look at that. Look at that green herb right there. Look at that. Look at that beautiful green herb. I wish I had it. I think this is chalk, boys. This is so chalk. Wait, can I just go down and like forget these guys? Well, we're gonna do that then. We're just not gonna fight these guys. We're gonna go down right away. Fighting Pesanta, bro. What the frick? Is that Krauser and Verdugo? What the frick? What is this? Oh my gosh, bro. What is this mod? I'm gonna die, bro. I'm so dead. No way. I'm gonna fight every boss here. This is crazy. No, this is insane. Leon, help me. Leon, come and help me, Leon. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's chainsaws, of course. Oh, and there's no boxes. Of course. Why would I assume that there wouldn't be boxes? How am I supposed to do this with no health? Leon, what the frick are you doing? Leon, are you just leaving me here? Leon, don't you dare. Don't you dare drop this, Leon. Leon, come on. Oh my gosh, I almost... Oh no, I didn't die. It just he landed on me. Oh, that's gonna close. Leon, come on. Help me out. Help me out, Leon. What is this? What is going on? Maybe I could just shoot them from here? Is he trying to hit me? Is she gonna come up here? What outfit is Eder wearing? This is the Damnation, Resident Evil Damnation outfit. It's pretty goated. What am I supposed to do? I can't do this. Nah, okay, I'm gonna try. If I can't, we're going back and I'm getting the infinite rocket launcher. This mod author's insane, bro. I'm sorry, I gotta say it, because this is crazy. This is impossible, yeah, literally. Without health? Like, give me health. Oh, I thought he was gonna swipe behind. Oh my gosh, what hit me? Okay, I pressed L1. I pressed L1. Get out of here. Lastly, about our lovely Zach, Abraham Lincoln Kreger, an interesting week. He also mentions taking place in the world of our games and in his new place in the world of the games. Yeah, he did. He did say that. Can't get out of it now. Well, I don't think he's trying to say that it's actually canon to the games. What he's trying to say is that he's trying to make it, like, you know what I mean, as best as possible to the games. That's my guess, but because some people thought that Resident Evil Netflix show was canon to the games, but that was just misinterpretation of what was said, if I'm not mistaken. They're trying to focus on one here. What the hell? What did he just cut off of me? I thought it was my legs. but I still see my legs and my butt over there. What the frick is going on? Okay, we're just gonna skip through all this section. I'm gonna use my infinite rocket launcher to just I want to finish this mod, but this is insane. Okay, we're just starting from the beginning. Like, come on, come on, man, come on. No, this is crazy, boys. This is what I'm talking about. This is like insane. So we're just gonna skip all of this. Honestly, I think I should also just bring in my freaking like Chicago sweeper if I can manage it. We're gonna get rid of this shoddy. No, I can't even bring it. I can't. Look at that. Oh, I got 10 first aids. Oh, I forgot I have 10 first aids. Wait. Follow me. Follow me. Wait. We're gonna skip through all this, okay, guys? Because there's no merchant thing over there. ¿Dónde crees que vas? No me gilipolleces. Te cogí. Cogí. We're skipping all this. Hope you're doing well, Project Wesker. Is that Nostalgic Fanatic? What's up, Nostalgic Fanatic? How you doing? Long time no see. Haven't seen you since the Silent Hill thing. Silent Hill F, right? How you been? How you been? Thank you for stopping by. I don't normally stream at this hour, so it's kind of wild. It's like 10:30 my time. Okay, we're skipping through all of this, boys. Look how much pesetas I'm getting, yo. This is crazy. We're skipping through all of this just to get to the spot where we were. And yes, I've been doing well. I've been doing great. Yeah, just been really busy. Been okay. Been playing that Metal Gear Solid Delta remake. Metal Gear. Nice. I still have to play it. I still haven't bought it because I know it was kind of janky before the updates and stuff. I know they did like an online mode, but there's like no trophies for it, so. Like I said, guys, we're just zooming past this. I have health now, so maybe now I can do it. We're gonna try to do it without health, all right? Like with health, because I have health. But I couldn't get to the item box, so we're just skipping all of this. That's all I heard. I get more entertainment out of shitting on the movies than actually watching. Yeah. Well, you guys are pretty goated. Yeah, you guys are all like coming up and like, yeah, there's no snow and stuff. Like, you guys are ruthless. I bet you somebody should send Zach this video, like this live stream. Those unhinged Resident Evil fans are back at it again, and it's like, what? We're just stating facts, dude. What are you talking about? It's crazy. Okay, we're back to where we were before, I'm pretty sure. Okay, never mind. I just got freaking backhanded there with the frick. How many freaking gunpowders? I just have 280 gunpowders. That's insane. Because they're not giving me L resources and stuff. As mentioned, guys, if you're enjoying the stream, make sure to leave a like. You know what? I screwed up. On Twitch, I never switched my game. I screwed up, boys. They were still in just chatting. Bruh. I screwed up. Sorry about that. Also, oh, I just saw Rock had a stream streak of 3 stream streaks. Yo, I need to add that. I need to add that on my stream setup, because that's a new feature that Twitch added, that if you keep like if you're always showing up to the streams, you get like a streak and it'll show up. Yeah. Unhinged fans, people with brains that just want a good RE. Yeah. Literally, dude. That's literally what it is. Oh wait, I have to do the whole thing. I forgot about the section. Oh, I should have saved here. That's on me. I should have saved there. Yeah, we're gonna buy this. Don't always have this in stock, stranger. Stranger. Ah.
Dazzled, are you?
I'll buy it at a high price.
Craftsmanship demands no less.
Craftsmanship. Honestly, I don't care.
I'll buy I'll buy it at a high price. We're starting comeback any time.
Wait. Is this knife better than the other one? Which is the good knife? I couldn't even see the thing. Wait, hold up. Yeah, this is at max. Why am I using this? Send to storage. I'm using the wrong one. This is the one I need to use. Yeah, that's the good one. At the very minimum, I think RE7 could be the easiest movie to be based on how the game is structured, just like Evil Dead. Yeah. Or like Revelations. Like, you could just do, like, you know, games that don't really... or kind of can just live on their own, right? Or like, even like RE4, you could make a good... The story's really simple, you know what I mean? It's a good story. You don't need it to be like, you know what I mean? It can be very simple, yeah. Honestly, I don't know. Like, literally, like, fans could make a better movie, and that's the sad part about this whole thing, is that it's just crazy. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, what?
Wayward lamb.
A wayward lamb. A wayward lamb. Okay, let's skip this. Okay, so we're back at where we were before. Okay, now I got health. I can do it. We're not going to use the infinite rocket launcher. We're going to actually do it just like how I was doing it before. I forgot to get health. I also didn't... I don't even know how I'm going to do it. We're going to see. We're going to see. I got this. I got this. I just needed health is what it was. Wayward lamb out. The holy body. Oh, wait. There you go. I like that flick that she does. What? Okay, what's that 360 move? I've never seen them do that. Oh, do I not have like my other stuff? No, I have this. Whoa, he almost hit me. Yo, is my thing bugging out? My thing's bugging out. I can't see my laser sight. That's a different mod, by the way. This is the worst time for this to happen. AK could have been an umbrella of facilities. Alright, movie featuring Chris Pratt as Wesker. Like Super Mario Brothers. By the way, is the Super Mario Brothers movie good? I saw the trailer for like Super Mario Galaxy. Is it actually good? Like, it looks like it's kind of bad. Like, why did Chris Pratt not even try to sound like Mario, bro? Like, why did he get cast for that? Not even sounded like Mario. It's me, Mario. Here we go. Okay. All right. Oh, did I just die? I pressed L1. I was literally just going to say I pressed L1. What is up with this controller, bro? I don't know if it's the controller. It's just... I don't know, man. I don't know. Never had this issue before. And I also don't have a thing. Okay, I got this. This is the for real version. Do I have to look at this? I might have to. The game might like break or if I don't. I don't know about this mod, so. You should have been based on of the rest of Raccoon City off the Grand Rapids, Michigan, but use Ozark as the Arklay Forest. The cool thing about GR is the thing called the Med Mile is all the medical research facilities. Are there two versions of him? No, okay, I'm just tripping. Wait, let's try to knife him with my upgraded knife. He might die instantly, actually. Did he just hear me? Okay, chill, bro. Chill, 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 chill. He's not even letting me hit him silently. I can't even do a sneak attack. What the frick is this guy on? What the frick? Nah, nah, nah. What the... Yo, that's the mod. That's literally the mod. What does this guy have? I'm literally sneaky. Yo, he just hit his friend. What? I'm trying to do this normally, like in the game. Oh my gosh, I can't even see the thing. I'm playing this on extra hard right now. So I don't have a freaking sight. Okay, wait. Let's just switch to classic right now. Let's just switch to classic, like the sight. Because this is so dumb. It's going to look bad, but like whatever. Classic, or yeah, let's switch to classic. I don't know why it does this sometimes. Oh, I can't even, it doesn't even work for classic. No, this thing is bugged out. This thing is literally bugged out. This is so dumb. I'm gonna have to reset everything. We're not doing that. This is so stupid, yo. I'm just gonna have to feel. I'm gonna have to use feeling. Oh, you hear me? You see me? Yeah, you're turning with me? Yeah. Yeah, of course you are. Where's the other one? Oh, he's right there. Okay, that should have hit. I'm gonna be honest with you. That was messed up. Whoa, 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 whoa. Am I pressing L1? The first season of Walking Dead is the best version, how I think a proper RE movie should be. I watched The Walking Dead. I don't know. I couldn't get into it. Like when it actually came out. I couldn't get into it. Okay, I'm so tired of fighting these guys, yo. We're not doing this again, okay? It's the last time I'm doing this. I fought these guys so many times. Okay, okay, am I gonna die? Or am I yo, the game heard me. The game's like, yeah, you bet, we're not gonna do this again. What the frick is going on, boys? What the frick is happening? Freaking triple shot at me, yo. I can't see. I don't have a reticle. I don't have a laser sight. Mod betrayed me. It's a good mod, but like that just sucks. Yeah, I better heal. I'm gonna believe. Okay, I failed. I'm shooting blind here, literally. I'm literally shooting blind here. Okay, you know what? We're not doing this anymore. Hold up. No, I actually can't do this without actually seeing. I'm gonna do it again, but I gotta exit the game. It looks like I'm rage quitting, but I'm not. I actually have to exit the game and go back in. I have to exit the game and go back in. Because this is stupid. I can't aim. I can't shoot them. And also, we're not doing that again. We're skipping those. I already killed them, okay? I already killed them. Wait, my thing glitch? Okay, hold up. Let me go back in. Let me go back in. We're finishing this game, boys. We're finishing this game. I gotta go eat dinner too. I haven't even eaten dinner. Okay, hold up. It's taking forever. It says launching synchronizing cloud. Resident Evil 4. Come on. Why's my leg itchy, bro? Okay. All right, we're in the system. What's coming in? It's going in. It takes a while because of the mod. Did it glitch? No, it's good. Okay. It takes a while here, and then we'll get in there. We're gonna finish this, boys. We're literally about to finish this, boys. We're gonna finish it. Okay, I'm not leaving here. I'm not eating dinner until I finish this, and we finish this mod. All right. I know I said I was gonna do it for real, but you know what? We're gonna do it for real after these guys, okay? Because I already killed them, and they're getting a, no. You know what? Okay, I got it. I'm not gonna skip out. I'm just gonna do it, okay? We're gonna do it, but I need to see where I'm shooting, or else I'm shooting blind, and that's the problem. Well, why is this taking forever? The mod's like, you're not finishing this now. Yeah, okay, we're good. It takes a while. It takes a while for this mod. I don't know why. They gotta load all the stuff. Ahí está. Mátalo. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, we're using a freaking Magnum. Hell is, yeah, we're using a Magnum. Oh, wait, but I forgot my treasure. I forgot my treasure, guys.
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. Not gonna actually aim. We got this, boys. Let's do it. Make sure to leave a like, boys. Oh, wait. I'm trying to jump down, and we're supposed to do this. Also, was there always yellow paint on there? Because we don't go here in the main game. Okay, one more. Oh my gosh. I think he's just one more shot. Yeah, hit him, hit him. Stop moving weird, stop moving weird. He's still alive? Okay, so these guys take 5 hits then. Because last time, remember we saw before they took 3? So these guys are the buff versions. Like the mod buffed them up. Okay, that was a miss. Ooh, that sucks. He's still alive? Okay, no, actually, what is this guy built on? This guy's built different. The mod made him different, yo. That's crazy. Oh my god, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. I'm literally trying to press triangle and it's not letting me. What the? Yo, he tanked 6 Magnum shots or 5. I think I missed one. I don't know if it was 7 or... I think it was 6 or 5. You guys are hitting each other, yo. It's crazy that I did this just like that. Is he dead finally? He's still alive? What the frick is this guy on, man? He still got me. No, that was crazy. That was crazy. That was on me. That was on me. Thought I could make the shot. I also don't have the extended thing for the TMP. I gotta move. Why won't you die, bro? Wait, am I tripping, guys? Guys, am I tripping? Oh my gosh, he almost killed me just now. He's like 1 inch away from killing me. Why would you die? Holy cow, man. That was like freaking how many shots? Whew. I gotta chill. If this guy goes down in like 0.2 seconds, this mod is crazy. This mod is crazy. No, this mod is crazy. The TMP did more damage than the Magnum. Nah, that's not right. You guys saw that. We have physical evidence. That's insane. Can I just cheese this? I think I can cheese this. We're gonna cheese this, okay? We're gonna cheese this. I'm not going down there. Hell nah. Though I'm trying to see, should I go down there to activate them? I might need to. I don't know what kind of mod this is.
I'm empty.
Okay, if she doesn't go down anytime soon, I might just shoot a rock. No, okay, she went down. Okay, so it works. We're actually cheesing them. We're shooting Krauser. What kind of, what was the mod author thinking here? Yo, is Krauser being smart with me? He's blocking? What a little punk. Can I shoot this stuff? Am I just supposed to kill Sadler? No, that would be crazy. If I just shoot Sadler with the rocket launcher, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm not supposed to hit him. I'm supposed to fight everybody else. But Krauser's just like shielding over there. Oh, he's done. He's done. Okay, he finished. He froze. When they freeze, that means they're done. At this point, I don't know if I should just use my rocket launcher, yo. This is kind of dumb. Like, I think it's going to have the same effect. I mean, I'm just going to use my rocket launcher. This is stupid. I'm literally just cheesing it anyways. I like how he's got the alien, like thing. Wait, what was that? Was that a... Oh, no, that was a machine here. Oh, is this another one? You're kind of in the way, yo. Oh, you just threw off my groove when I was climbing that? No, you're crazy. You're crazy. Yeah, I can literally just cheese it here. So wait, there's 2 Verdugos, or technically 3, including Pesenta. Okay, I'm basically cheesing it anyways. Might as well just conserve ammunition, yeah. What is this, yo? Yeah, he's done. Browser's done. This other, I was gonna say Pesanta, but no, other Verdugo's done. So what am I supposed to do now? What is this mod author spoken? Can somebody tell me? I'm sorry. The mod's been fun, but there's certain areas like this where I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Am I just supposed to fight Sadler now? No, we're supposed to get the other rocket launcher. I must be able to go somewhere. Like pressing R1 or something. We'll try going up. Maybe it's here. Oh. Okay. That just brought me back up here. You know what? It's probably gonna let me go back up here now. Yeah. It's gonna let me go back. I was just gonna say logically. What did I just grab? Now we're back. Yeah, it's gonna let me go all the way back here. Okay,
I need to hurry.
Oh. 3 minutes.
7 minutes. 7 minutes is
I
all I
almost
can
quit the
spare
game
to play
yo.
with you.
I'm tripping. 3 minutes is all I can spare to play with you. Rushing this. I found her, he just said. Get to cover. I gotta rush, actually. We're gonna skip all this. There she is. Get to cover. I'm gonna bathe in your blood. Excuse me. There she is. Where do you think you're going? I forgot about this. He just said I got you, but he said it really like high pitched. I can't even go that high. I can't. Why am I trying? Why do I always try to? My voice just does not go that high, bro. I'm tripping. Got you is what he said. Oh my gosh, almost died. Okay, what is that? A double tap? So if I didn't press, I would have literally died. Just said swallow this. Come on, Eder, let's get the frick out of here. Excuse me, sir. Get to cover. Don't you dare shoot while I'm up here. You can stay alive. I don't care. But get to cover. 3 minutes. 3 minutes is all I can spare to play with you. Special rocket launcher. Yo. Just slipped on my chair, bro. Leon's sick
of your shit.
Of your holy body. I got cat hair. I need to wash my hands. I'm tripping. I almost swallowed up cat hair, bro.
Time to end this.
That was almost gross.
Hold on, Leon.
Let's finish this, boys. Let's finish it. So, I guess it was possible to finish this without the infinite rocket launcher. Oh my gosh. Don't you dare shoot that. Excuse me. Did I just shoot his, Did I just shoot his balls? Here, come on, get out of the way. Here, come on, come on, come on. Get the frick out of here. Oh, there's gonna be another tentacle. Get to cover. I dodged it.
I can still make it.
Oh, I'm timed too. I need to hurry. Wait, I forgot. I need to hurry actually. Did that just do damage or I got hit? I think I got hit and then after I threw it. I think that's what happened. Excuse me, sir. Oh, I remember this. If this guy does, if you press the button wrong, yeah, they'll prevent you from coming up. Okay, I did it good. Ashley. It's such a weird scene. Leon needs help.
Leon needs help. Hurry.
It is like, what do you think I'm doing, Ashley? Rhinoceros beetle. Oh yeah, I forgot to pick that up last time. Okay, let's get the frick out of here. Let's finish the game, boys. Let's freaking go! Am I gonna make it? Yeah, I think I got it. I think I got it. The holy body. 3 minutes. 3 minutes is all I can spare to play with you.
Use this.
do it, Leon.
I'll give you a holy body.
We did it, boys. Where are my GGs at? Where are my GGs? We did it, boys. We freaking did it, okay? Freaking beat this hard mod, all right? I know you could make the argument that I used the infinite rocket launch. I only used it if I didn't beat it, all right? And also that other part where I was just cheesing the boss, I was just gonna take forever. I gotta go eat, all right? Like, I would have cheesed it anyway. That you could just shoot them over and over and over again until they stop. So that part wasn't done well, in my opinion.
Eder.
But yeah, thank you for the GGs.
Nothing personal, Leon. Luis and I had an arrangement. Don't worry, I'll take good care of it. Ride's here. You coming?
I think it's time for us to go our separate ways or whatever. What does he say?
I think we both know this.
Yeah.
Is where we go our separate ways.
I see.
The way she gets in the helicopter like that's not with high heels. I don't know if that's comfortable. Are there any ladies? Was there a risk of her just like slipping off? I don't know. Is that just me? I think she would slip off. Like, is there like traction, or what's the word I'm looking at? Is there grip with the heels like that? I don't know.
Leon!
Got to see Wesker, boys. We're almost done, boys. We need to see this. Billions.
I've obtained the amber.
Excellent.
Excelligion.
Just one question. What are you planning to do with this?
It's also like Excella from like RE5.
To ask questions.
Like, it's not like a remake version of her.
All you need to know.
All you
is a
need
new
to
dawn
know.
is breaking.
New dawn.
100 will give their lives so that just one may live.
Just one may live.
This
belt buckle's going through his suit.
Change.
So, we're talking millions of casualties.
No, Ada. Billions. Billions. Complete
How
global
ambitious.
saturation. Once Ouroboros reaches optimal altitude,
We're changing course now.
Ouroboros will spread, ensuring complete global saturation. Ugh. Sorry, guys. My stomach is growling. Yoshinori Kawano. Yoshinori Kawano. Oi oi Hidehiro Goda. Koichi Okada. Masanori Komine. Akira Sakai. Mitsunori Sasaki. Steve Kunyereberi. Ryo Koike Masami Ueda. Masato Kumazawa. That's the guy we just saw. He's also producing RE9, yo. Kei Morimoto, bro. This game is iconic. Billions. Yo, you did it. We did it, guys. Jun Takuichi. Ayushman Pram. What's up, man? Just in time. Billions. We did it. Now, we're probably going to get a horrible freaking mark on this because this is a mod. The mod was harder. They added new areas. I will say, I liked it. I liked it. Yeah, 10 hours to beat. Yeah. 10 hours. What the frick? Siempre, mi amigo Wesker. Thank you. Always, Wesker, my friend. Thank you. Thank you. But you wrote you wrote Sempero though. You're close. It's siempre, but I got it. I got the message. I got it. I got it. The explosions failed to detonate simultaneously. It's very Russian. Sound only. Sound only.
Oh, Ada. What to do with you?
The Wesker's always aura farming, yo. Gracias from India. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Yeah.
Her little act of defiance changes nothing. Besides, we have all we need.
This is such a goated outfit, yo. Such a goated. This is a different mod, by the way. If you guys are wondering, you can download this mod. Such a good outfit, bro. I need to get an outfit like that. I'm not even kidding. Just aura farm. Just look in the sunset.
Soon, the sun will set on the age of man.
We did it, boys. Let's freaking go. We did it, boys. All right, let's freaking save here. Honestly, you know what's funny is that on PC, I've only done modded playthroughs on separate ways. I've never done like an actual playthrough, which is hilarious. Cold as dialogue, yeah. That's Wesker, yo. He's always aura farming. Well, thank you guys. It's 11 o'clock. Thank you, everybody. I honestly did not expect people to show up. We had like 20 people. Thank you. Make sure to leave a like. As mentioned, go check out my second channel. I got a video coming out later for you guys, like I guess later. So stay tuned for that. Anyways, boys, see you guys. See ya. See everybody. Bye. See you next week. Next week, we're going to be playing some Alien Isolation. Alien Isolation. Stay tuned for that. It's going to be awesome. Awesome. See you guys. See ya. Shoo.